Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, hello to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers. What's your tea, my darlings? It's another glorious day, and I know you got all of your crumpets together because, darlings, it's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat. What's up? What's up? Oh, my darlings. Baby, this is going to be a real cute one, honey. I think this is going to be a real cute one. Wait a minute, what I do with my phone? I'm trying to make sure I got everything right here with me. And I'm going to move the phone, but okay, I got to go get it because I want to make sure everything is right here, right next to me. But it's going to be a very, 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 very interesting show this evening for this wonderful Saturday night, honey. Okay, so it may get a little that way. I'm gonna tell y'all now. The disclaimer here is this conversation is for discussion purpose only. Okay, so that we can flush out some things. It may be a hard conversation, it may be a difficult conversation. It is one that we have had before. However, we're gonna tackle it from a different angle. We're gonna probably cover some things that have been said and all of that. But nonetheless, we are going to get down into this and hopefully become enlightened from everyone's perspective. Okay. Earlier today, I was listening to one of our affiliates. I was listening to Stan Mason, Beyond the Blue Curtain, and going over there was some stuff that they were talking about when we got to talking about the sidedness of justice. Okay. And while we're over there, uh, here's something that I think that is absolutely a pin in my balloon. It is a thorn in my side, honey. It is nails across the chalkboard these days. And that there is, I am so sick and tired of hearing the phrase black on black crime. Okay. Now, for those of you who may say, well, I don't know how you tired of it because hell, we do have a lot of black on black crime. Look at Chicago. Everybody always want to go to Chicago. Okay. But here's the thing. The reason why I get so tired of that moniker is because under that moniker, we have a lot of political shit. Okay. Black on black crime has now become a political banner. It has become a notion to where when anybody wants to talk about legislation, when they want to talk about any kind of policies, even when talking about gun control and police brutality and this, that, and other, it always diverts back to black on black crime. Okay. And somehow that becomes just the foundation, or it becomes a building block on which folks want to take whatever platform they're choosing. My problem is this. We have never, ever, ever had on any platform or anybody's political stage or anybody's anything when it comes to policy, we have never had any of its equivalent. We don't have white on white crime. We don't have Asian on Asian crime. We don't even have gay on gay crime. We only hear black on black crime. And then, oh, well, we got to do something because black folks killing each other and they sit up there and an alarm rate, more black folks kill each other than the police do. We got all this bullshit, okay, that they want to keep spouting as fact. And I'm going to say it may be fact to a point. And what I mean by that is your statistics may say it on this particular level. You're not giving me a comprehensive look at what those statistics are supposed to represent because no one has ever pointed out on a national platform in the media or anywhere else when we talk about black on black crime, they talk about the high percentage. But nobody ever talks about the high percentage of white on white crime, which in some cases, depending on whose report you're looking at, white on white crime, their percentages are higher than black on black crime. Huh? Nobody looks at the point. They always want to say, well, it's the inner cities and it's those urban areas and things and this, that, and the other. We got a lot of people who are, they are impoverished and in disadvantaged situations. Well, honey, those who out there in those rural areas, honey, the trailer parks, as we like to say, those who out there in what we call buttfuck Egypt, honey, they have no sense of civilization, honey. They got the hospital at 40 miles away. Okay, they have no sense of it. Them same folks, honey, poor white people out there who end up on food stamps and on Section 8, like a lot of folks that y'all say are over here in the urban areas. They kill each other and carrying on, and now one of the differences is that a lot of that shit don't get reported. Now, does it? They can sit down there and hide a body in the pig slop or whatever. And I know that's a generalization. I know that's a stereotype. But I'm saying that to make a point. Okay? Because we don't hear it. We do not hear it. It ain't never white on white crime, honey. When the child sat down there in Las Vegas, honey, and did all that killing at the country concert, the country western concert, that wasn't white on white crime, white on white crime. That there became domestic terrorism, which it was, but you didn't label it white on white crime, did you? But here in Chicago, the same children we got, you label it gang fight, you label it, oh, it's inner city, it's that hip hop, it's that thug, you label it all that, and it still and then in addition to all of that, it still becomes black on black crime. So if we're going to have this playing field or whatever, then that means we got to do this across the board, and we need to come up in here and play this field right. You understand? This here is why we're going to have this conversation. And a part of this conversation is going to become, and I titled this show, Are You the Piece of Parsley on the Plate? Did y'all know when y'all go out to dinner and carrying on, and they come and serve you your dinner? Okay, you got this pretty ass plate, and the parsley is right there for decoration, and to make the plate look pretty and to give it some color. Are you the piece of parsley on the plate? Because we're getting ready to, and we are about to embark on something that's going to be a hot conversation, and I know it. Because in this conversation, it's probably going to set up a lot of stereotypes and carrying on. But at this particular point, this conversation needs to be had. Because we're going to look at exactly what is white culture. Or what is being white, period. Because a lot of folks want to believe, and Stan and I were talking about this earlier, he's going to come in soon. We were talking about this earlier because a lot of people, in fact, this was his thought. He said a lot of people want to believe that being white only means blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay, and that's that. But it's more than that because white, or the ideology of being white, has become a culture. You understand? The ideology behind what it means to be white here in America has become a culture. So much so to where this particular kind of culture has been adopted in other different kinds of civilizations, which is why we get the colonizers who have come over and started to usurp everybody else's territory. You understand? So now these are the kinds of conversations that we're going to have today. What is white culture? Because is white actually white? Because there are some black white people. Now, we could go and we could call them sellouts. We could call them, we could call them Oreos. They're dark on the outside, but yet they're white on the inside, because that's some of the shit that we say. But what is it? What exactly do we mean? What is it? What does it mean to be white in this country? Is it, and it's more than blonde hair and blue eyes, and here's what I want to preference, because it's more than that. Why? Because remember when blonde hair and blue eyes was supposedly the standard of beauty, but all of our white women who were brunettes, honey, was having a hard time, or brunette couldn't get away. What about those who were gingers? See, remember, it wasn't called ginger back in the day, honey. They were redheads. But ginger now became the thing, and I want to research department, look that up for me, because I want to say that the whole idea of redhead being ginger had to do with Gilligan's Island, because ginger was the bombshell beauty with the red hair. So now I want to know, did that become the standard? Because now everybody, I'm a ginger. No, we used to call it redheads back in the day. Okay, so that there is something that I want to get into today, and it's going to take a couple of minutes, and we're going to break this down. It's going to be heavily opinionated and carrying on, and I'm telling you now, if y'all get up in these comments acting fucking crazy, honey, it's going to be on today, because we could get crazy today. Okay, we could get real crazy today, because the thing of it is, what we're not going to do, I want to make sure that we end up having a full rounded discussion. Your opinion could be your opinion, but don't you fucking dare come out of a goddamn bag trying to be asinine and trying to be just fucking stupid with some of this nonsense, because that's the problem. Whenever we sit up and have these kinds of discussions, people want to get real dumb and real fucking stupid with some of the shit that come out your goddamn mouths, and then, or out your thought processes, let me put it that way. And then we end up having to dispel bullshit before we even tackle the problem. So we'll spend 4 hours on bullshit, and the problem never has been addressed, and everybody all up in their fucking feelings. You understand? So that's not what we're going to do here. What we're going to do is have an honest conversation, okay? And we're going to separate conjecture from nonsense and fodder. Okay, and what I mean by conjecture, meaning that you have a strong opinion, that you may have a theory. You may try to theorize and say, I believe this way, and that's cool. That's conjecture. But when that conjecture becomes tabloid fodder and a whole bunch of bullshit, that's not what we're going to deal with today. No, we're not. Okay, don't worry. Okay, no, because that's not going to be the answer. You understand? That is not the answer. Okay? Let me go to the comments. Nick, you ready? Wait, she here for, she done got her fucking popcorn. This guy. She said, come on.
All the shit. I'm here for all the shit. You understand? I feel better today. I'm here for it. And like he said, and I have bullshit going on. It wasn't happening yesterday. It ain't happening today. It ain't happening tomorrow. Come on. Y'all in these comments acting fool as want to. No, I wasn't. That was Uncle Meech talking. And she said, did you call me? I said, no, that was Uncle Meech talking.
Okay. Now let's go to the comments. Darren Minden, why all caps? Well, darling, I type in all caps when I put the shows up, because I want to make sure it grabs everyone's attention. Yes, when they see all that, they're able to read it and carry it on, and then it adds to the flavor of the show. When I sit down and do lowercase, sometimes when I'm typing too fast, I hit the space bar, I hit the caps, and then I have to go back and keep having to redo everything. So I just keep it all one size of the
color. We loud over here in these parts.
Yeah, that too. But so
Facebook, if you think we're yelling at you, then
text etiquette, and everybody say, oh, well, if you type it in all caps, honey, then you yelling. No, honey, I don't follow that damn rule. And everybody who knows me by now know that that's what they do. I don't follow that particular rule. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. If I learn how to do bold print on Facebook and carrying on, and bold print in all caps, then yeah, this got something to say, because I need you to pay attention. Okay, but because we can't bold print or whatever, I can't even italicize. Because usually, if I want to put a slant on a word, I can
You
italicize
can
it.
actually do it with your keyboard. You have to do it from your keyboard.
Really,
Yeah, you should be able to. It depends on your phone.
I
You got to find where it is. And
yeah, I got to find how. So that's why, Darren. It's not the yelling thing. A lot of folks think that I'm yelling and carrying on, or want to believe that's what it is, because we have allowed these rules to be rules and text etiquette and all that old bullshit. So yeah, but that's why. Okay. Hey, Tracy
hey, Trace.
Collins, the birthday girl. You still celebrating, sis? What did you do, girl? What you do? Did you get a couple of swings in? How did you go to the we can't go to the hookah like we wanted to, honey. It was her birthday yesterday, honey. She'd have got the double
Oh,
nickels,
happy
baby.
birthday,
I'm
Trace.
trying to get there, the double nickels.
Happy
Okay.
birthday.
Buck is in the building. What up,
What
dude
up,
from
E?
Detroit? Hey. Okay, Theo Ross. Hey, what's up,
Hey,
baby? What
Theo.
you don't know? Okay, you ain't on the date today, or are you getting ready? You
Okay.
gonna probably be in here
Hey,
for a second.
Theo.
Oh, I got a date, honey. You better go do your thing, honey. Ain't nobody mad because you're single, honey. Do your
I know
thing,
that's
Mr. Man.
right.
Ah, okay. The princess, I see you, honey. Okay, okay. Yeah, there she is. Bookers. Okay. Shout out
Hey,
to my guy Stan.
princess.
They said, yeah, Stan is coming up in here soon. Most blacks are killed by other blacks, but the statistics is also true of whites as well. The statistics point to both. Thank you.
This is the thing. Can we get this in a little nutshell? People kill within their own communities. People kill the people who are around them. You kill the shit is going on where you live. So yes, it's happening in the black communities. It's happening in Hispanic communities. It's happening in different different European communities
Right.
because those are the people who usually kill each other. They're not usually going out. If you're going out to kill somebody from another race, then that's usually a hate crime.
Boom. Say that. Say that. This fact is very true. I hate that many of these stats are used this way. Yes, honey. Yes, I get. I that it just throws me, honey. It just throws me. Okay. Hey, Jice. What's going
Hi.
on, baby? That's
I love
Detroit
that
right there.
name.
The majority of people on welfare
Period.
are white as well, but
Period.
they don't speak on that either. Would you come on and tell that truth?
Come
Would you
on.
come on? And
They
the
don't like
reason
those
why we're
statistics
pointing this
being
out,
read.
the reason why we're pointing this stuff out, because every time it becomes this particular conversation, it always goes to over the demographics. The demographics is that they're poor, they're just no, honey. That doesn't make a criminal all the time, or it's not concentrated to that area, because we're not the only ones that's there. See, we're not the only ones on the food stamps and
Come
the this
on.
and the that, we're not the only ones. So if we're going to take this conversation, we have to make it fair across the board.
Hmm.
Okay,
They just don't, like you said, they just don't report it. Oh, it happens. It happens either just as much or maybe even more.
how about that?
They just don't report it. Y'all take a listen to this. Whenever they report in a crime, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they say a male, 36, 6 foot, blah, 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 they don't describe him. They don't tell you his ethnicity. He's white.
Yeah, and
Period.
and and
He's
and,
white.
and that there has been, and now, do we blame the media? Or do we blame the media? Do we blame society? Do we blame all of the above? Because everybody needs to be taken accountable for that. Because see, again, when we talk about the duplicitous nature of what we're dealing with as far as trying to fight for our equity, okay, and it's not from a place of just emotion. You know what I'm saying? Because we can all be
Hmm.
pissed and things of that
Right.
nature, but we got to come out of that emotion and start dealing with what we got to hit and where it is. Okay. The media will sit down there and do just that. But then when have we ever challenged the media and be like, okay,
That's the
listen,
part. We got to
you know
challenge
what I'm
them.
saying?
We never said
Because I'm
anything.
waiting for Bug. You're in the news and you know what that was, particularly in print. So it might be a little different in print than it is on television. So let me get your thoughts on that, honey, because see, that there is something that we need to discuss for real. Lewis, what you say? It was a domestic terrorism. They keep claiming mental illness when ain't a damn thing wrong with them. You know what?
Period.
On that note, we have to call it domestic terrorism, because what it ends up doing is here on this land, and then it becomes a fight against the country. You know that there, the Civil War was civil war, and that was an act of violence and domestic terrorism against everything. So
Mhm.
that's the bigger thing. Okay. But the point that I'm making with it is that it was never called white on white crime the way they like to
Right.
say. It was black on black crime. Just
Right.
like I said, they would call us thugs, they would call us this, they would call us that. But then at the end of the day, that story still becomes black on black crime. You know what
Think
I'm saying?
about this one too. How you because you brought this up earlier when you said they talk about what's the rap music, it's the rappers, da, 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 da. And I'm not saying some of that stuff ain't true. But goddamn it, have y'all ever listened to some fucking real deep ass heavy metal shit?
Uh, go-
Kill your mom, tell your daddy, da 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 da. Why I don't never hear them talking about that?
and why is
Why
it
is
that
it you can listen to that and it's just entertainment? But when the rappers do it, it's tearing down the society.
and it's influencing the people?
Right, because even though rappers talk about what happened in the street or whatever, 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 I ain't never heard no rapper tell you to go kill your mother, hang your father, cut your sister up. But a damn sure done heard it in some of the motherfucking
And
songs.
I've heard that in heavy metal music too. Yeah, but and
I'm just
still
saying.
it's not, and then it's still not considered white on white crime. Now we have seen movies to where they do a movie on it, and it's the horror movie for the year, and they want to tell you that they don't listen to the music, and the girl done lost her mind, and she done would have been there, killed her parents, and now she on the killing spree, or he on the killing spree. The Jason, we got movies, but they chuck it off as freedom of expression. It is artistic integrity.
Mhm.
It's just a movie. It is never. And now let me be fair, because there have been instances where the folks were talking about the music, but when they started talking about the music, it was never about heavy metal
Right.
as a whole. They started talking about the music when white kids started listening to black hip hop and carrying
That's
on.
all. When they started hearing it and
Yeah.
understanding what was going on, then all of a sudden it was bad.
Now we got to put labels on the records and carrying on, because Heavy Hunter been doing that shit forever. And
I was getting
because
ready to
we
say, and
never
I love Auntie
understood the
Maxine
word.
to death, but she was one of the first ones.
Yeah, she was. And Auntie Dion,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Come on.
They were the ones, because it be what they started to call misogynistic and carrying on.
Mm-hmm.
But heavy metal music have been doing that for a long time. The only people that made us think about it was the church, because they called it devil music. But the church still didn't take it to the levels that it became, where it became fodder,
But
or it became a political point of something everybody wanted to attach themselves to.
now
You know what I'm
imagine
saying?
if some of those lyrics that we just talked about, because I don't like to say them that often, but imagine if the rappers start actually rapping like that.
Right, right.
Y'all know
And we
how
almost
fast the music gonna get banned? See, it's all right when they talking about destroying their own communities
right, right,
and shit
right,
like that, or
right. When it
disrespecting
was
the black
gangster.
women and shit like that. You let them start
Mm-hmm.
saying the same shit, but coming from our perspective, say they
Mm-hmm.
was talking about it and talking about doing it to them, not
Right,
to us, but to
right.
them. That should get shut down so goddamn fast.
Right, right, because then, like everything else, it said that we inciting a race war, we inciting this, and that there is. So if we're going to make this plain, let's make this plain and have the conversation to be fair. It's not to say that I was having a disagreement with one of the guys on Stan's show. I ended up calling in because I was typing in the comments,
Mm-hmm.
and he respectfully disagreed, and we respectfully agreed to disagree with one another,
Mm-hmm.
because as a police officer, he's looking at it like I couldn't tell him that, because it is blacks this and blacks that, and we do this and we do that. We are the ones that we do kill ourselves more than anybody else, and blah 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 blah. I said, but that's not my point. My point is not that. My point is if you're going to sit down and say that we have a duplicitous law or duplicitous social justice to where they look at stuff from a different angle when it comes to black and white and carrying on when we're dealing with race relations, black on black crime is now politicized. That is a
Right.
talking point.
Right.
That's a talking point. That there, if you sit down there, listen, it became so much of a talking point. Y'all sit up there, y'all mad at Biden being president because of the poverty of the people. Children say he's responsible for the 1994 crime bill that puts too many blacks in jail. But y'all
That
been
they
saying
only
black on
read
black
this
crime.
much of, that y'all
Okay,
only read this much of or heard this much of and don't
right.
know the whole damn situation.
So when we have that again, everything then when it comes down to these laws and when we come down to be duplicitous in how we are seen, how we are treated and stuff in this country, black on black crime is still a moniker and a banner for anybody who's trying to raise money, who trying to get political clout or whatever. Because as soon as you say that, that's gonna give folks all around. Folks like me gonna get upset because I'm tired of y'all using that. Folks like
Period.
the church are gonna say, "Oh, I'm so sick of these kids. They sitting up here. The parents ain't doing right. We got to sit up here. We got to stop all this black on black crime. We killing ourselves. We got to do better. We got to come together." We get those folks. You get the white children like kill their ass and yeah, black on black crime. That's how come I don't want to be bothered. I don't want them in my neighborhoods. I don't want them
Right.
here. I don't want them there. You got the white supremacists. Well, fuck them because hell, they could do what the hell as long as they don't come out here. And can but this is why we telling y'all the niggas ain't shit.
Right.
We get all that.
Look at them.
Okay, look right. Okay, we get all of that. Why? Because that moniker, black on black crime, is a political talking point now. Regardless of how true it is, regardless of what it is a talking point. And if we're going to use that as a talking point, then damn it, we need to take it across the board.
You
We
think
have to
about it, when
talk
the
about
riots and stuff
white
was
on
just
white
happening,
crime in this country. We got to talk about Asian on Asian crime in this country. Do we even have it here? We don't hear about a lot of Asians killing each other
because they police they some.
because they put. How about that?
Think about all the people that are here that are undocumented. They police they some. So we
Ooh,
wouldn't know.
so we wouldn't know
And we know
because they.
that Asian gangs are some of the most notorious motherfuckers in the universe.
How about that? How about that? How about that?
Watch a documentary or two and find
Exactly. I
out.
was just going to say that. I was just going to say that. Watch and see. Let me go to these comments because y'all blowing them up, honey. Y'all up in here. Y'all up in here. With all the information, we must consider the source who controls the release of information. Mis and disinformation is fair to us for one reason only, to assist in our elimination. Well, all right, honey. Yes, we must take into consideration that those who own the mainstream media platforms are primarily white as well.
Oh, yes.
Okay, exactly. Thanks, Eric. Don't worry about the crazy. Come do you, brother. Oh, I ain't worried about crazy, honey.
And then
I'm telling them to be
not just
forewarned, honey.
that
They need to
too.
worry about me.
Not just
Okay.
not just the the mainstream media, but think about it. Think about any time we've ever had a station that we thought was for us. What wound up happening?
Yeah. Yeah. It gets you served. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It gets you served. Okay. Hey, Nikki, love you. Good to see you, boo.
Thank you. It's
Mm-hmm.
good to be seen, honey.
TC, happy birthday weekend, girl. Okay. You sat in the living room and partied by yourself.
I
Okay.
hear that.
Okay. Happy birthday. She gets off
She
at
gets
10.
off at 10. Look at Theo. Theo being
Okay.
proud,
So
baby.
you
Theo
waiting,
like the
honey.
devil is a liar. Honey, I got a date. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm talking to y'all until she get off.
Right. Dig that. I ain't mad, honey. I ain't mad. But when police officers kill unarmed black men with some bullshit crime, when excessive force isn't even necessary, then it's not a hate crime when it should be classified as one,
Yep.
especially when the cop have numerous complaints about the same thing and it's a trend. I like
Yep.
that.
I do
I
too.
like that because you know what? Now that there, I need your ass up in here because see, that there is something that needs to be discussed as well. Can a cop be tried for a hate crime in uniform? Because I like that, especially when
Well,
it
let
seems
the
as though
record
you have
show that apparently not.
right.
They can't even be tried for a regular for it to just be a regular crime.
especially when it has been proven and your record, anytime a cop got X amount of damn complaints against them for the same exact thing, okay, no,
And y'all
it's
just
not
keep
about
sweeping it
it's a
under the rug
misunderstanding,
and sweeping
right?
it under
It
the
ain't a
rug.
misunderstanding. I feel like okay, my inner Vera walk. Quick. It ain't no
It
misunderstanding.
ain't no misunderstanding.
It
You
ain't no
know it.
misunderstanding. Shit. Okay. Mm-mm. No, it ain't. Definitely can speak to this. We are told that sex sells, but I will also say that it is true of color as well. A story involving a person of color in a crime tends to get bumped to the front page quicker
Oh,
than
every
that
time.
of someone who is white.
Every time.
Ooh. Also, let us point out that this became necessary because most people purchasing rap music as well as all music in general were white as well. Exactly. Because remember, for the music industry, honey, they wouldn't let blacks be on the cover of the music. They would whitewash it and white face and everything to where so that whites could buy it, you know, and carry it on. Hey Road, what's going on, baby?
Hey, Ro.
Okay. I hate I missed that part of the show today. Definitely will catch the rest of the replay on YouTube, of course.
Okay.
Listen, somebody go over and put up on the Facebook page for me the YouTube link because those of you who watch it on Facebook, me and Facebook are in the battle right now, honey. Because see, sometimes they shut my shit down. Because yesterday they shut my shit down.
What y'all was
And
talking about? Yeah,
oh,
every time I
I
be
had
sick and shit be happening. What happened?
we had who was Theo on yesterday? We did the listening party for his
Okay.
EP,
Oh,
and,
how was it? I'm
oh the
sorry.
chat, yeah,
Y'all was in
everything,
here jamming. Said what I
everything.
said.
Okay,
Said what I
and so
said.
what
That's
they
my
end up
song,
they end
y'all.
up shutting the show down.
It's
And
his
yeah,
song.
they shut the show down, honey, talking about it was a copyright infringement and carrying on. So I'm like,
And the
how? When I got
artist is right there.
hush. So yeah, so somebody put the link up for me, the YouTube link in the Facebook comments. I don't have my phone. I got to go get my phone. Nikki, talk because that's bothering me. I usually have my phone right here, but I
Okay.
moved and I took it
So
somewhere. So here,
I
talk
was
to the
thinking about
children.
something that Meech was saying when we were talking about how, they'd be like, oh, y'all see how they are, this, that, and the other. But think about during the riots and stuff, when everybody was looting and stuff. I mean, remember how black people was just getting mad and they was doing all kinds of stuff. And then we get to see that these white people in there planting motherfucking bricks and all kinds of stuff like that. But we ain't bringing no bricks because usually what was happening was it was a peaceful protest and then something happened and it
Right,
turned into something else. So
right.
where did all the extra stuff come from to be burning stuff down, throwing bricks all through stuff like that? It's so many things. There are so many different layers to how they portray us in media and how we are such the monsters. And all I ever think about, I come back to the same thing every time. You make it seem like that, well, I mean, the mainstream racist white people will make you believe that we as black people are dangerous and we're nothing but violent and this, that, and other. But your history shows that it was you. It wasn't
Yeah,
us.
that
We
part.
welcomed you on our land and you stole us. And not only did you steal us from our shit, then you came to somebody else's shit and bullied them out of their shit, killed them all, and took their shit too. Then made us be slaves, work for you for free, sun up to sundown almost every day. Sometimes you want to let some of them have off on Sunday and give them that little piece of the Bible that you want them to know to make them be submissive to your shit. Then the minute that slaves are free, everybody lazy.
Well, what you
How, Sway?
say,
How?
girl? Wait a minute.
When slavery was
Let me.
over, y'all replayed it. We had Jim Crow and all that old bullshit. We wasn't the ones being violent to you. You were being violent to us. We walk down the street. What you do? We got to get off the motherfucking sidewalk so that your ass can pass. And if we don't, then you want to hit somebody, kill somebody, lynch somebody. So I'm trying to figure out how were you able to paint this narrative that black people were so violent and so savagery and all of this old shit when it's been nothing but you. And like the young
Well,
lady, I always forget her name, but y'all know I love her to death. She said, if we learned it from you. If we violent, we learned it from you.
Okay, that part.
Come on, like
That
y'all, that shit is so goddamn weird. Y'all know how we doing as black people, and it's a shame that we have to do this. You know how back in the day, and I don't watch the news as much because we read it all on social media, but remember how we used to watch the news and a crime come up and you sitting there like crossing your fingers like, please don't be black, please don't be black, please don't be black. Or you hear something real crazy and you already know, oh shit, they ain't black. Because of the craziness of it, you know, we ain't chopping each other up and all kinds of shit like that. When you heard something way out crazy, first thing go off in your mind is, oh, that's some crazy ass white man. Remember how shocked we was to find out that the DC sniper was black? Because we knew that ain't something that we normally do. But you know what? The DC sniper he wasn't a serial killer for real in the aspect of the way that it is written. He killed all them people to make it look like when he was gonna kill the wife, that it looked like it was random. So that ain't even in the same instance. But they will have you believe that we are so violent and we are so this and we are so that, but they never want to get where the root of it come from. They never
right,
want to say that they are like this and they are so distrusting and always willing and ready to fight, especially each other, because
right.
this is what's been programmed into their head for what, almost 3 centuries now.
Okay.
You program this into us to not trust each other. You don't want the one in the house to trust the one in the field. The one in the field don't trust the one in the house because they feel like if the one in the house won't tell them what the fuck is going on. If y'all ready to go, y'all done stood up. You don't trust that one in the house because you feel like that one getting treated better. Remember we talked about that. But you forgetting about,
Mm-hmm.
especially the women that was in the house. You forgetting about everything they had to go through to be being in that motherfucking house. They might have had on some nicer clothes and was a little bit lighter because Master kept on raping every damn body. But y'all forgot that they was going through shit too, and that's a part of history we need to also teach.
Right. Okay. That part.
And so many factors into just the situation that we're talking about, and nobody ever wants to get to the root of it. You're black on black crime. That's the narrative y'all created, but y'all don't say where the fuck it came from.
Okay. Okay. Then let's do this. Let's do this because here is where we are with all of this because I want to make sure that I remain topical. Hold on, let me go um to the comments. No one talk about the rape statistics and incest statistics in the white community.
Come
Now
on.
let's talk about that. Okay. Well, okay. That there was that. Okay, that's okay. That's the YouTube. Okay, thank you. This is the link. Thank y'all. Stole us and then tried to reprogram us. Tell them, Nikki Boo. Okay.
Come on.
Uh-huh. Okay, hold on, Nikki. Tag me in.
Look, Leah Lewis. Boop, look. Did you catch it? Boom.
Okay. Talk that talk,
Okay.
Aunt Nikki. Now here's where
Y'all know
this
they
is
be holding
because
me down for a little couple days when I be sick, but I come back strong, y'all. I come back strong every time.
okay, exactly. Now, okay, wait a minute. Okay. Not to mention, whites are the biggest killers and rapists in world history. You didn't rape just women and men. You stripped people of their culture and natural resources. You stole not only our lands, but our history as well. Name and point, Cleopatra.
Come
Ooh.
on.
Now let's go here because see, I said
Jesus. Jesus. I'm just telling you from y'all own word what y'all said he looked like. I'm just saying. I'm just
I'm
saying.
sorry, I got stuck. um, but here's what this is. Uh the whole idea, and like I said, are you the piece of parsley on the plate? Hmm? Are you the piece of parsley on the plate? Okay. So yeah, let's do this because here we have the idea is to understand exactly what being white means. What is white culture? Okay, what does that absolutely mean? For us, because we say it all the time, or we say the dominant society and carrying on. We say that often, but what do we mean by that? When we call a black person an Oreo, what do we mean by that? Okay.
But we talked about that too, like because I think it's a difference for black and white people. I think it's a difference when you grow up around a bunch of white people.
Uh-huh.
I do not feel like you're acting white. You're acting the way that you grew up. You're
Right.
around those
Okay.
people all the time. That's where you grew up. If you went to, I like to say, that's why I love when my mother used to be like, "Why you always want to be down North Philly at your grandma's house?" Because that's where all the black people at. You live up here with all these white people. They don't like us. They don't even want us to be in. So, although I can be in either place, I would rather be what everybody would call the hood because I felt comfortable there. I was comfortable there. But the same token for a white person, we always had one or two white families in the hood.
Right.
The kids were not acting black. It was how they grew up.
Right.
It was their culture too. Now, when we think about culture, it's not just your heritage. Your culture is what you're living every day, how you grew up, everything that you're taking in from how you grew up. So if you're the black family growing up, or say you was a black child adopted by a white family, you ain't acting white. You grew up in that goddamn house and you don't know nothing different. White kids, y'all ain't. I don't feel like every white kid who acts like what we call acting black is a wigger. I feel like we genuinely had a family or two in every hood that's white and they grew up with them and that's how they act. I don't feel like they
Okay.
appropriate the culture. I feel like they don't know nothing else. When that's the way you grew up and you don't know nothing else, that's not the same thing as like Malibu's Most Wanted. When your ass ain't never been to the hood, ain't got no black friends, don't know nobody black or nothing like that. Maybe something, maybe a teacher at your school or something like that. And then all of a sudden you don't listen to some goddamn hip hop and you think you're black. That's different. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do this because see, I'm sitting up here looking up a couple of things,
Okay.
and there's an article here in the Guardian that I think is absolutely interesting, dated February 26, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to get into that one. I want to read this because this here is a definition, and this comes from usmessageboard.com. And somebody said, what is the definition of white culture? And it says white culture is a set of values of the European heritage peoples of the world. It is marked by fairness, honesty, law abidingness, respect for the individual, cleanliness, bravery, and a adventuresome spirit, and above all, nobility and honor. White culture values a gentleman's world. It values politeness. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, now here's someone else. Now this comes from,
Because it values politeness to who? Each other.
honey. Listen, I'm just
I'm
saying
just
what the
asking.
I'm just reading what the children say, honey. Okay. Now this here, uh, I'm gonna get a. I'm gonna read a couple of these paragraphs. This is taken from. This is called "Talking About Race," and this is from the National Museum of African American History and Culture from the Smithsonian.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, child. I need to put these links up so y'all can read these on
Mm-hmm.
your own.
You know I would
Okay.
love those.
So it says here, whiteness and white racialized identity refers to that way that white people, their customs, culture, and beliefs operate as the standard by which all other groups of are compared. Whiteness is also at the core of understanding race in America. Whiteness and the normalization of white racial identity throughout America's history have created a culture where non white persons are seen as inferior or abnormal. This white dominant culture also operates as the social mechanism that grants advantages to white people since they can navigate society both by feeling normal and being viewed as normal. Oh, I like that. Persons who identify as white rarely have to think about their racial identity because they live within a culture where whiteness has been normalized.
I like that one.
Thinking about race is very different for non-white persons living in America. People of color must always consider their racial identity, whatever the situation, due to the systemic and interpersonal racism that still exists. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. I think I'm gonna read this next little paragraph and be done with this. Whiteness and its accepted normality also exists as everyday microaggressions toward people of color. Acts of microaggressions include verbal, nonverbal, and environmental slights, snubs, or insults towards non-whites. Whether intentional or not, these attitudes communicate hostile, derogatory, or harmful messages. I think that there is fucking brilliant. I think that is brilliant. Okay, now let me pause right there because I'm going to play a clip. I'm going to play a clip that okay, go do your thing, Theo, my boy.
I told you he was only talking to us until
He was only gonna be here. Okay, listen, okay, that's a reason for girl. I got to go.
I got to go.
Okay, take care of you, baby. Okay, I'm so glad that he is happy. Praise the Lord.
Right.
You know. Okay. Uh wait a minute. Hold on. Lewis said Jesus had hair like wool, skin of bronze, and eyes like fire. Jesus wasn't a pale-faced, blue-eyed man born on Bethlehem, honey.
Sure was.
Okay. They were simply a product of their environment. I agree. Okay. Almost like Malcolm X version. Okay. So here, let me play this clip because see, one of the things about and I want y'all to understand where we're trying to go with this. The whole idea of the dominant culture or whatever is that it is more than just being blonde hair, blue eyed. Okay, because a lot of us have subscribed to that at what being white is. We always subscribe to white privilege and oh, this is white privilege and oh, this is white privilege, this is white privilege. And is that what being white is? Is that what white culture is? And I think what how the Smithsonian just with the African American Museum from the Smithsonian, how they describe that. I think that there is a much inclusive definition because when we have black white people, that's exactly what. Wait a minute, let me go back to that definition because the part that got me was this. Whiteness and its accepted normality also exists as everyday microaggressions toward people of color. Microaggressions include verbal, nonverbal, and environmental slights, snubs, or insults toward non-whites. Whether intentional or not, these attitudes communicate hostile, derogatory, or harmful messages. And how many black folks that we know end up doing just that to other black folks and you know in the sense of having acquiesced to what we say is white culture. See, we would be quick to call them Oreos and sellouts and all this, that, and the other. But is it that, or is it that they have just acquiesced to white culture? Let me play this clip from Roland Martin. Okay, this just happened a few days ago. Was it yesterday or the day before? This just happened. And this is just a small clip of this. Okay, it's a small clip, but catch this.
You actually had to say something racist.
Well, actually, first of all, if you read the story, when a white executive, David Friend, is saying in the story, first of all, that questioning someone who's black. When you have Peter Dunn who says he doesn't like the face of the black anchor. When they say that the black anchor, UK Washington, I don't like his jive talk. Why is he always dancing? When the black female anchor Brooke Thomas
how
was
is
there,
that racist? How is saying jive talk racist?
Are you serious?
I mean, what I'm talking about is racist.
Wait. Are you saying when a white, hold up, Lee, are you saying when a white male executive says, I don't like his jive talk, What the hell is that?
So that was never in common use? Jive talk was never something black people said to each other?
What
Was
the
that ever
hell are you talking about? You don't want to. Are you? Hold on, wait, stop. Are you being serious right now, or are we being punked?
No, I think you pick and choose. So we didn't say anything about Joe Biden talking about the word thugs, but if Trump uses the word thugs, somehow it's racist.
Hold on, stop. Don't come on my show. No, Lee. Don't come on my show with bullshit. When Obama used the word thug, no, Lee, no. When Obama used the word thugs against Baltimore, he got his ass lit up. Don't even try that.
You didn't say anything about Biden.
No, Lee. You're not going to shift this to Biden, Obama, and Trump. We gonna stay right here on CBS. I'm asking you, if a white boss says, I don't like his jive talk, you telling me that has no racial connotation?
Do you know what jive talk means? Do you know what it means?
Oh, my God.
I mean, because we can say, oh, well, I don't like the fact that he's wearing a red shirt. Well, I guess somehow that makes the white person racist.
Hold up. So when the white male boss says, I don't like her face to the black anchor, what is he talking about?
Well, let's put it in context.
Lee, you know what? Lee, hold on, Amisha. No.
And ask a question.
No, hell no.
Like
No. What we not gonna do is the crap that you doing right now, because you're not gonna be a black apologist for racism.
I'm not apologizing.
That's exactly what you're doing. Oh my God, we can find racism in Iraq. I mean, that's not racist. So what is it? Is it colorful?
You know, Roland, I think just as much as there are white people who can be racist, there are absolutely black people who can be racist.
We are talking right now about what? Hold up. We are talking right now. We are talking right now about two white executives who have been accused of making racist comments by two white executives.
And again, I think this is the point, Roland. This is the point, that racist comments had to be racist. If black people can say something to another person, or if it was in common use at a particular time, somehow today it's racist when it was not racist before.
Boy, bye.
And I think we can anything.
Boy, bye.
I don't know.
Lee, you could take that bullshit to somebody else's show. Lee, that's nonsense. Lee, it's utter nonsense. What you saying right now is...
Yo, I love Roland. And I love him even more now he's not on TV1, because he can let it rip. He can let it rip. Did this motherfucker say, do you know what jive talking is? I said,
I know. I saw you buck, because I buck. When I first started, I said, what did you just say?
You see the girl over, the one that always be, she said,
oh my God. Right.
Are you serious right now? And the fact that you're trying to make excuses for every single thing. Are you serious right now? Come on, dude. But now is he one of those people?
Okay,
he grew up that way, because if he grew up that way, he'll know no better.
But this is where I'm gonna say no. He knows better, because he's been indoctrinated with it. I don't care how much you've been to parochial schools and this, that, and other. As a man, a black man, I was going to say a man of color. No, as a black man in this country, I don't care how well your speech is or whatever. You're going to get hit with that race card somewhere along the lines.
And I don't care how many schools you went to, honey. I didn't get to go to public school till the 9th grade. I don't care how many all-white schools you went to. You may have had the influence to be able to attend those schools, but if you try and pretend that ain't nobody in that bitch treats you different, you're a liar.
Okay.
I was there. I was uncomfortable.
And that there is where we are. When I talk about white culture, and we're looking at the dominant society, okay, and I'm calling it the dominant society because right now, everything about what we know here in America comes from their laws, their actions.
I've never seen nothing that they let us bring.
and carrying on. And it's a constant fight in order for us to come in and to make some shit happen, in order for us to stand on our own, in order for us to have it to define something for ourselves without it becoming looked upon or whatever. I mean, hell, let's look at this. We are still, there was a YouTube petition going around so that we could have Juneteenth as a national holiday. It's a state holiday in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay,
And of all places.
well,
Catch
because
the
it
tea.
had to be, because it's Texas. Okay, Texas is where it started. Okay, because
But
Texas
I'm
got the
saying
memo.
when you think of Texas,
Right.
you don't think about them trying to be fair to black people at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So because of that, this is where we are. Okay. There are several states that still don't even recognize Juneteenth at all. Okay. Other states, there
Look
are
how
a
long
couple
it
other
took them to
states.
recognize Martin Luther King's birthday.
Exactly.
That's why I was asking last week, a couple weeks ago, y'all. Did Las Vegas or Nevada, whichever one it was it no Arizona? I'm sorry, Arizona. Did they ever start observing it? Because they
Oh,
fought
yeah,
tooth and nail for a long time. When we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, I asked somebody to look and see, do they, because they were the only state that didn't observe it.
mm-hmm.
But that was years ago, and I never really thought about it anymore.
Right. So that there is where we are. So when we talk about um when we talk about it, so we're trying to make Juneteenth a national holiday. Okay. Right now it's just a state holiday in Texas. And observed as a state holiday. There's a couple other states that may observe it as a holiday. But Texas for sure has it to where they do a big celebration and this and the other. Um, but we're fighting for that still. This is 2021.
Right.
Okay.
And that's where us learning these different things that we learning in politics and stuff now comes in. Y'all want this as a holiday? Then we got to make it happen. How we make it happen? Start off with petitions,
No,
taking it,
no.
making a bill.
Hold on.
We got to go through the
Hold on.
steps.
How do we make it happen? Start celebrating the damn thing. Let's start there.
Right. Making it
Let's
big.
start there.
Y'all vendors and stuff like that, those places that will make a holiday out of every motherfucking thing. Remember when we was in school, when we was on the campus, I'm going to say, and every day we came in there, it was a
Yeah.
different motherfucking day. They had goddamn National Donut Day, Pancake
Right.
Day, motherfucking this day, that day.
Right.
But remember, when we start asking that year, when I said, well, what we doing?
For Juneteenth. Mm-hmm.
I said, I said, no, it was Black History Month. I said, what we doing for Black
Black
History
History
Month?
Month, yeah.
I ain't gonna name her name because I think she dippy and don't know no better. But her eyes got big as a motherfucking deer in headlights.
Right.
And she's not technically Caucasian. She's not. She's not black, but she's not
Right.
Caucasian.
Right.
And when I asked her, it was like,
Because it never dawned on
our
her.
celebration, even on our campus, came from Black people who loved themselves and loved us enough to do things for us. It did not come from our school as a whole. The same motherfuckers who was having National Pie Day, Donut Day, Pancake Day. The motherfuckers down there making us pancakes.
Yeah.
For Mardi Gras Day.
Right.
Apple pie for whatever damn day that was, and donuts for whatever damn day that was. But when it came to Black History Month, the people who participated in our Black thing, shout out to Raheem, and I miss him. Shout out to Raheem. Shout out to Charnay.
Right.
The people who participated and made sure that we had something it didn't come from the school doing it.
Right.
It came from people who worked there doing it. You telling me you can celebrate a goddamn donut and a pancake, but you can't celebrate us as a whole, when technically you're not, on paper you're not an HBCU, but motherfuckers, y'all are HBCU.
Right.
Anytime we laughed and joked, when me and Josh was like, shit, I should get me a minority scholarship. I said, shit, you should be able to get it.
Okay.
That was our resident white boy. Josh was our black white boy.
Okay. Okay. So here is where this is when we talk about culture and whiteness and carrying on. How is it? Let me go here. This brother's taking the conversation places it wasn't meant to go.
Exactly.
Always.
Because if he just answered Roland's questions, Roland would never have to go off on him the way that he do. Because I've seen
Roland,
him on there before, and it's always some Uncle Ruckus bullshit.
Okay. What you say? He put a little extra on it though. But you know what? The whole thing of it is, that's why we saying that I love that he's on digital and he has his own platform.
And he could say
Because
whatever he wanted to say. He ain't stifled.
had he been on TV1 or whatever, they'd have bleeped it. He'd have probably got bleeped, or he'd had to restructure his thinking.
Right, unless it was
and
live. Because all his TV1 stuff wasn't always live, right?
No, it was recorded.
So
No, he started going live.
Okay.
But there were moments where they would try to they were on a delay. Because I know it was one episode it was something he was quoting and the word nigga was in it. And every time he would quote, they would bleep it out.
Oh, okay.
You know, so they were on a delay so that they could do the little TV1 little swirl thing to bleep out the word and then come back in because it was a live show. But nonetheless, the platform here, see, just like here, call that motherfucker out on bullshit. That's bullshit what you trying to say.
Yeah, and trying to make it seem like these things aren't true. Like, come on.
No, but what
I don't like those people who try to make it seem like racism or just it disappeared. It disappeared.
No. Not just that, not only that it disappeared, but what they're trying to see, his point is what we hear all the time from folks who want to get technical about the wording. Okay. Well, wasn't that a word that we use? Do you really know what jive talk is? How is it that now that there is offensive now when we used to say that to each other all the time? Boy, jive talk, you ain't even old enough to know jive talk.
I was getting ready to say, we was little when they was calling it jive talk. What are you talking about?
And then to catch it, the term being old itself. How in the hell did this white man say to tell me something, y'all and y'all jive talk? Okay. That there was it was an epithet when we say it. Hell, we always would jive turkey. You was okay.
They all the exploitation films.
Right. Okay. It was the jive was a put down anyway. Okay. It was a put down. Okay, you and your jive talk. That was an insult on language.
Right. It was like us, the same way when we started calling it ebonics and stuff like that.
Yes.
When you hear a white person say ebonics, talking about ebonics, they're never saying it in a way that made you feel like, oh, this is your own lingo, like good for you. No, if they say you speaking ebonics, they calling you ghetto. They calling you uncouth. Remember when our moms used to say uncouth? You uncouth bastard. My mom was fucking uncouth ass bastard. I'd be like, well, damn. But they never said it in a way that made us feel good about being able to speak to each other in a way that only we can.
Exactly.
Nobody has ever made us feel like that was okay. It was always
exactly.
They speaking ebonics.
Let's go there, Body Ebonics Research Department. Pull up for us when that argument was taking place when they were trying to put ebonics as a curriculum. I think it was a California school system or wherever it was, and it was trying to take on a national. It took on a national fight. Pull that up so that we can have that as a reference point here, because again, we're talking about white culture, and it's more than just blonde hair, blue eyes. Okay, it is an ideology. White culture in this country, and perhaps in other countries where they have colonized it, is an ideology. Yep. Okay, it's an ideology that has been permeated because when the settlers came here to take over this country, that's what it was. I'm better than you. This is how we do things. Remember, we were always, hell, the natives were called savages. How the fuck they savages in their own land?
Exactly. When did this, and this is what I always try to figure out, when did it switch that you could say just because the way you were living made you civilized. Because if I'm not mistaken, motherfucker, you didn't learn that on your own. It was people that look like us who taught you how to be civilized.
Right.
I'm just saying. It's
Right.
in your history books.
See
He ain't
how to
right.
how to respect the land. If you see, we always been wasteful because hell, the whole thing that was taught. If you kill an animal, you use the whole animal. You use the entire animal. You don't just leave it for waste, because then that's in vain.
Right.
Okay, that
Yeah,
was
you
in
use the prop
vain.
for whatever you need to use the properties for.
Yeah. You used the skin for clothing. You had the meat. You know, the ladies were wearing the jewelry, the
Yep.
teeth and stuff for jewelry, and this, that, and the other. You know, or they grind it up for, for salves and carrying on that they would do. They
Mm-hmm.
used the whole animal as best they could.
Right.
The only thing that was buried, and then they gave it a proper burial. They gave it to respect the
To
animal
respect the
because it,
animal.
it was a sacrifice for
Because
us.
remember, it's the circle of life.
Yes,
Everything goes back around.
yes.
Shit,
So,
and if you ain't never read a history book, you could watch The Lion King and know that. Mufasa taught it to Simba. Sometimes y'all got to watch that shit with y'all kids and stuff and understand the lessons be in there. The
honey,
circle of life.
okay. So that being that, how is it that the ideology of white culture, how is it that it has permeated so to where now what we're living with now is the residue of it? We're living enthralled with it because it has been inoculated into everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even having to deal with it on an interpersonal relationship. Because see now, I love this damn line. I'm gonna read it one more time.
Go ahead.
Whiteness and its accepted normality also exists as everyday microaggressions toward people of color. Acts of microaggressions include verbal, nonverbal, and environmental slights, snubs, or insults toward non whites. Whether intentional or not, these attitudes communicate hostile, derogatory, or harmful messages. That is just what's sticking out to me because everything that we know about the culture of whiteness in this country, that there seems to be the permeating or its foundation, because white culture is not just white people.
Right.
Look at everybody who has acquiesced to it. Look at how Asians come over here and have adapted that kind of mentality. Asians come over here and follow us in the stores, and you go now. You come steal. You go now. You know.
But think about even with their own cultures, they change their
Right.
names. They change their
Yeah.
names to be what? Africans come here, and all of a sudden they got this. I'm trying to learn how to spell your name and how to pronounce your name. And now
Right.
your name is Lisa. Huh?
Okay.
Karen.
Uh-huh.
When did it become that everybody had to conform to your shit? When you've never originated nothing except for stealing and being violent.
How about that?
And those are the things that you don't want nobody to say about you, but those are the only things that actually belong to you. Because y'all
See,
know I say it every time. Dick Gregory said the only thing they ever invented was the goddamn patent office.
how about that? Okay.
Keep saying it, because I believe it.
How about that?
I was thinking about
Okay.
so many things when we talk about stuff like this. Like, remember when we started talking about like global warming, but even younger, like when we were kids and they were just starting to talk about it when we had Earth Day, shit like that.
Uh-huh.
And they've made it seem like recycling is this big thing that they created. If you are black, you've been recycling all your motherfucking life.
Well,
If you open your refrigerator after Sunday dinner
oops.
and it's like 10 country crock bowls in that motherfucker and you got to open every last one till you find the actual margarine,
Right.
Y'all been recycling. If there was a goddamn Maxwell House coffee can,
Okay.
two on your grandmother's stove, one for chicken grease, one for fish grease, y'all been recycling forever.
Right.
Anything that we use that could be reusable, grandmama and mama found a way to reuse it. I
Hello.
do it now. Look, anytime I find a jar, I be making arts and crafts and stuff all the time, right? Y'all see this? I made a snow globe. It helps Lily and Cole calm down when they have anxiety. So now every time I get a jar of salsa or something, Meech, this that little jar. Remember we was in that the international market that day, and I got the jar
Uh-huh.
of beef that was in the jar.
Yeah.
That's what this jar is. So anytime y'all grew up and you repurpose stuff, you've been recycling all your damn life. Don't let them make you think they showed you how to recycle.
Exactly. Okay.
I just had to throw that in there, y'all.
Okay. This here, I put the link up here. It's on the Facebook page. If
Okay.
you're on YouTube, I put the link up in there, but it looked like it was too long for too many characters on YouTube.
Okay.
So it doubled twice. So in the second one, you see that percent sign and blah 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 blah. That's the end of the link. Here,
Okay.
I put it here on Facebook because this is the entire link to that the article that I keep referencing for the National Museum of African American History at the Smithsonian. Okay.
Yeah, that line that you
Um.
keep reading is amazing.
Okay.
Because just
Oh
the
my
way that
God.
it's written, the way that it's written makes you think.
Exactly.
Because it's basically like the way that they act. Because it's like you have this polite shit that you do. You don't really like us. You might not scream it to the rooftops, but you do this little shit. Y'all remember Michelle Lay called it nicety.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and it's just fit. It's just fitting. It's just fitting. It's just fitting. That shit
Now,
crazy.
um, I'm only gonna play a piece of this, just a little piece of this,
Okay.
because I'm waiting on Stan to come up in here because I know Stan is. I'm hoping he
I was
comes
gonna
up. He
say, is
said he
he
was, but
here?
no, not yet.
Okay. The E, did
But
y'all send out the bad signal?
um, I'm hoping that he comes up in because he said he would. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I want to play a piece of this because how many of y'all saw the movie One Night in Harlem
I have, and I can't remember
on
none.
Amazon Prime?
I
That's the movie with Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali and
mm-hmm.
Jim Brown and Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
This is a movie. It's fiction, and it is about a conversation, an imagined conversation that was had between those four brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now Jim Brown is he was interviewed. Okay, and um wait a minute, I said one night in Harlem, didn't I? It's one night in Miami. Okay. I did say one night in
Is
Harlem.
that one night in Harlem? Oh, that
No,
sounds like
it's one night
something
in
I
Miami.
saw.
Thank you, Princess, because I always say one night in Harlem and it's one night in Miami. Um, they reference this. Jim Brown, he talks about it, but he said yes, there was a conversation, but he never said what the conversation was.
Mm.
Okay. He said they did meet, and there was a conversation, but he never said what it was. Okay,
Mm.
because they were brothers, hanging. And so there was a private conversation and carrying on. So this particular movie is an imagined conversation, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that takes place right after Ali had beat Sonny Liston. He was still Cassius Clay at the time.
Okay.
Sam Cooke was still doing his thing, you know, and this is before he wrote A change is gonna come.
Change is gonna come. Yeah.
Okay. So this is what all of this is. Okay. And it's an imagined conversation. But I'm going to play this little clip because one of the Power to the People children, honey, Mr. Tyreek Nasheed, had a couple of words about it. Okay. Because he didn't care for it. Okay.
Wow.
He didn't care for it. And I'm hoping.
Tariq, I didn't care that he made all those Hidden Colors movie and ain't had no black people on the goddamn staff. So you ain't had not one black camera operator, not one gaffer, not one black. Don't play with me, Tariq. This ain't what you want. Now you trying to make everybody be woke, but your
I'm
whole
looking
staff is
away
white.
from the camera, darling, because I was just stuck for just half a second because
let the record show.
Let the record reflect.
Yes, God.
Okay, come on in here, Red.
Wait, you did not just raise the eyebrow too. You raised the eyebrow too?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Okay.
Oh.
Yes, he did.
How are you, Nikki?
Better. I was able to walk today, so I'm happy. Like, I couldn't feel no better than that.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Red, you knew that Tariq ain't used no black people to make the Hidden Colors films.
If you say that one more time, I'm gonna go out and slap a hunky.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't blame them for some shit he did. That was his fault. That wasn't theirs.
Well, how about that?
I mean, that's just the truth.
Because I feel like when people do stuff like that, I find it real funny. The ones that were there doing the blood, sweat, and tears of their doggone education and their accolades slip their mind. The people that are going through what they went through, knowing how hard it was the minute you stepped across that stage to even have gainful employment in the industry, you would think you would be able to reach back, not grab everybody, but be the person that represented and grab somebody. Break the chain and start the doggone subject matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you reach back.
At the end of the day, this whole series was about black people and us knowing ourselves. You don't think that sooner or later somebody was going to say, hey, I was there, I was one of the commentators and whatnot, but I wasn't rocking with it because every time, I had to do my stuff, I ain't see no people of color doing, because that made it seem like that none of us was here.
Yep.
We have a $75,000 debt to prove you otherwise, sir.
Okay.
But
what he talking about, Meech? Come on, let's see what the hell.
Come on with that Woody Allen bullshit.
Okay. Let me do this because it's 17 minutes. This particular piece is 17 minutes long, but I'm not going to play the whole thing.
If you play the whole thing or anything, YouTube won't shut us down.
What is this? Like Harlem?
No. Yeah, but this is his thoughts about it. Yeah, and I'm a player till I know where to stop it. Okay. Because after that he goes into his whole conjecture and things. I want to get his main point. Okay, I was trying to get it. It was up. The clip that I wanted to play was up on Instagram, but I couldn't get it to download like I wanted it to. Okay, so yeah, so we're just gonna have to just bear with me, y'all. And I'm gonna play this like this. Oh, okay. No. Let me do this because then I have to go back in and do it. Let me know if y'all can.
Family, people are talking about this movie. I'm bringing
it to this.
Mm-hmm.
One Night in Miami. It's about. I think it's a fictional account of Malcolm X, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and Muhammad Ali all chopping it up one night in Miami. Okay. Now, let me say this about this film. I saw some people online kind of giving it props or whatever. I got through half of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I got through half of it. I kind of fell asleep. It was late, but I got through half of it. And family, my problem with this film, it was a lot of problematic things in this film. There were some things that was problematic in the film. Now, one thing I give props to my dude who played Jim Brown. He was real good as Jim Brown. He was very good as Jim Brown. My man who did Muhammad Ali, who was playing Muhammad Ali, he was pretty good. The dude who was playing Sam Cooke was pretty cool too. Yeah, it was a fictional thing, but I got some problems with it. Now, Regina King, the actress, black actress, they had her directed, so she's the face of it, okay? But I want y'all to understand, this went through Amazon Studios, and with films like this, they get little memos on what to say, what not to say. Yeah, it was fictional. It's a Regina King film technically, but let me tell you something. One of the things that I didn't like when they had the Malcolm X scene and all this, they had some scenes in there where they were dissing the Nation of Islam, dissing Elijah Muhammad, dissing Minister Farrakhan, and I didn't like that shit at all. I didn't like that at all. That was extremely unnecessary. They were saying little stuff. I'm like, what is this? I'm watching it, and they were taking jabs at Minister Farrakhan. And Minister Farrakhan didn't really get the Nation of Islam popping until like late 70s. So during this time, for them to be even bringing the minister up in a negative way, because I look at things through the filter of the timeline. So I'm like, this is supposed to take place in the early 60s. Why are they dissing Farrakhan? They kept mentioning Minister Lewis. Y'all caught that? I'm like, okay, why are they doing that? Yeah, they're using Regina King as the scapegoat. That was very unnecessary. That wasn't necessary. Why were they dissing Minister Farrakhan? That didn't make no sense. They were sneak dissing Farrakhan in there. And they were taking jabs. I mean, it kind of went on and on and on about Elijah Muhammad and all these women. And yeah, Elijah Muhammad got all these girls here and got all these apartments. They kind of went on and on about that, which was okay. Let me tell you something. Gangsters of Harlem, the show with Bumpy Johnson, with Forrest Whitaker playing Bumpy Johnson. They got another brother playing Malcolm X in that. One of the technical advisors on that movie, yeah, Amazon banned Farrakhan, by the way. You see, y'all need to put all this stuff together. Amazon banned Farrakhan. That's by Amazon Studios. See, don't think that this stuff just pops up for no reason, okay? You don't think stuff like this just kind of pops up for no reason. But the Gangsters of Harlem on Epix with Forrest Whitaker, one of the technical advisors on that show is our brother James Small, Professor James Small. Because James Small worked with, he was up there in Harlem when all that stuff was going on, and he worked with Malcolm X's family. So Gangsters of Harlem, Godfather of Harlem. I'm sorry. I said Gangster of Harlem. It's Godfather of Harlem. My bad. Godfather of Harlem. That show is very good. Very good show. Tight actors on it. And Professor Smalls is one of the technical advisors, because see, they want to get some people who were around that time or around some of the players' family to kind of get their advice on how things really got down. And Brother Smalls let me know, he said, look, when they were, doing the Malcolm part, I let them know, don't get too heavy with all that Elijah Muhammad, being with all of these girls. Don't get too heavy on that. Like, we ain't gonna do that. Brother Smalls let them know, we're not gonna be going there. We're not just gonna beat a dead horse over and over again. You know, we're going to really show Malcolm how Malcolm got down, but this whole thing about being real heavy-handed with dissing the nation and dissing Elijah, no, y'all need to kind of pull back on that if you're thinking about doing that. So Brother Smalls let them know behind the scenes. So you can let these folks know what to do and what not to do and how not to. Come on now. You can let them know, hey, what you're doing right there, that's just not a good look.
I'm going to stop it there. Okay. Let me bring y'all back in.
So Tariq says you can let people know behind the scenes it's not a good look. You heard that, right, Red?
No. So behind the scenes, do we need to call him about
That's why I'm
that one crayon in his box on his staff?
That's what I'm asking. Coming from his own words. I'm just saying.
Okay. Now the reason why I want to bring this up because you know, I've seen some comments because when I saw that he was live somewhere or whatever when it first came up. This is somebody else replaying it. But the whole idea that I'm having an issue with is that, and for those of y'all who are in the nation, don't y'all come after me with no bullshit. Okay, with what I'm finna say. Because everyone is entitled to an opinion and artistic expression.
Are they?
And because this was a fictionalized account, okay, y'all want to, he wanted to sit up there telling us something, they were dissing the minister. Okay, who is he not to be dissed?
And if y'all remember historically, he was one of them people who was trying to get Malcolm out of here.
Who is he not to be dissed if this was a fictionalized conversation between four people? Okay, and this conversation happened. Now, mind you, Jim has said they had a conversation, but he ain't said what it was.
Right.
Okay, but who's to say that this is something that wasn't discussed? We don't know what that was or what the burden was that Malcolm had on him, carrying all of that load and that weight and carrying of being the leader of a movement, and then was trying to create his own. You see?
Did you? He was talking about the stuff they said. Oh, when they made all the stuff about Elijah and all the apartments and the women. Well, it was the truth. What are you talking about?
That's a well. No, okay, stop right there, Nikki. I'm glad that came out your mouth right there. Now, you being a woman of the No Pork Foundation, right? Now, this right. You okay? What's wrong?
Not when I'm inhaling and drinking.
Hey, well, you know what?
I'm sorry.
You being the
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gave you too much credit, Meech. I thought your gag reflexes was on point. My bad. Now, look, what I was saying was
it wasn't the gag reflex that we had to worry about, honey. I had it all here in my cheeks. That's it. I was trying to swallow.
Okay,
let's stay on task.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need you to do some cheek kegels, okay? Look.
Not the cheek kegels. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this food doing them. Look. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, who in the United States of damn America didn't know that Elijah was a dick slinging pimp? I mean,
I don't listen. I've known it all my damn life, so apparently I knew it before I read Malcolm X's autobiography.
You could not be possibly. My problem with that is you could not be possibly exploiting or bashing anyone when you're telling the truth.
Elijah had the bitch. I'm sorry, ladies. I ain't gonna call y'all that because y'all was the sisters.
And it's documented. Now, see, that part is documented.
Right, it's documented. So
because if you asked Elijah right back then, he would tell you. You see, what it is that we got to understand that in these situations there's power that they must understand in the Holy Quran. It's more than the blue pill. my seed.
He has to spread his seed. He ain't never
If
made that be
not,
no damn
it
secret.
would be the demise of the nation.
Of the people. Mm-hmm.
The people of the nation. And my seed must be the one to litter.
Okay, so I know I have a bias against Tariq, right? But his little statements and stuff just lead me to believe, what is it that is Farrakhan letting you cover his story? Is Farrakhan letting you do some shit because you all in Farrakhan ass right now, and I'm just trying to figure out why. Now you know
Here's
what?
where it
I've always
is
been
for me.
caught for the
Because
minister because I really feel in my
one
heart
of
that he had something to do with Malcolm's death. But I do still think that he had a lot of good things that helped the nation push forward to where it is today. So I can't fuck with him because I really think that you had that done to Malcolm. I just think you was really responsible. But I do still think that you pushed a movement forward and let it go past what they thought of when people thought of Elijah Muhammad tarnishing it with the young girls. Because I don't really
right,
feel like the people
right.
cared that he had different women. It was that they were young girls. That's the part. It was the
Mm-hmm.
young
Right.
girl thing that I think most people found.
He was the first R. Kelly burger with no bacon. That's what I'm saying. It was like, right.
Okay.
So
Did
that's
you
just how
say
I feel.
our
I feel like,
burger was no bacon? I'm gonna beat your ass.
okay, I feel like Tariq has something where he's either able to cover certain things in the nation, or maybe some kind of deal to be able to tell Farrakhan's thing or whatever. Because why all of a sudden you his biggest you know supporter, you
Cheerleader.
his biggest ally, you his cheerleader. What's going on?
Well, you know what's going on. He was my brother. You understand that if you advocate for the nation, you will get bean pies and fruit cups for life.
You know what? Stop.
Don't you
Here,
do that?
here's where I am with all
Don't
of
you
this.
do that shit? My brothers and sisters who still
Uh,
have some sense. Don't you do that?
here's where I am with the particular statement. And it's not that that's his opinion of what's going on. Again, this has become a politicized thing because now we done went to where Amazon had banned Farrakhan and this, that, and the other. But now you go sit up here and let a movie come in and then they diss in the movie. They diss Farrakhan in the movie, blah, 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 blah. I think that was a stretch, number one, of trying to connect the dots. But at the same time, there seems to be this whole movement to where everybody feels they have to quote unquote protect the minister anytime somebody says something adversarial again, about it. Okay. Or maybe it may not be adversarial, maybe it may be something that is just conjecture, Somebody can say, okay, like y'all know I've said this many a time that during the Million Man March, I know he helped put that together, but there was no way I was going to that damn thing because that march did not include me. As a black gay man, that march did not include me.
True, I didn't even think about that
Okay.
so long ago. I never even thought about it
So,
because my brothers went, Brian went. I said I never even thought about that so long ago, like the very first one. Cause I know my brothers
right.
went, Brian went, and now that you just said that, I never even thought about that.
That was the first thing that came to me because see, at that particular time, the rhetoric that he had at that time was very anti-gay. Now,
Has
y'all
it
know
changed?
it has changed, it's altered
Okay.
because now it's not so much as him being anti-gay. What he has been is being inclusive, but he has also been down for saying that we need male and female to marry so that we can make sure that that we propagate and keep our line together. But he
Right.
has not been, before his talk was a strong bashing of gay.
Right.
Okay, wait a minute.
What happened?
I
Hey,
heard my computer. What?
okay, I love y'all. I'm finna change into my Batman suit. I'm gonna go. Wonder Woman, I see you at Legion in Loom. Yeah, I need to elevate my craft. I'm finna move up to the stairs.
Elevate. Go on to the Justice League, the Hall of Justice, Chad. I see you there.
Hey, what's that you eating, Nikki?
Salad.
Woo, she tossing that salad. You see that shit all over that plate?
No salad, no salad tossing with this one not today.
I'm not with you.
Me neither.
3 the hard way. Toss that salad. See, look, you got me a fist bump.
No, good.
Come on, Meech.
What?
You the salad?
Do it for the
You
one
don't
time.
eat
Do
it.
it for
Salad toss
Farrakhan
the
for the one
leader.
time.
All right, that's it. That's it.
Do it for Farrakhan and
No, see, am I? That's
Oh,
that
we got
is.
one for hey, one for cupcake.
my sister.
Okay.
I see y'all in 1 minute. Give me a minute.
All right.
Okay.
The party ain't a party
Anywho.
until he rolled through it.
Okay. So, like I'm saying, I think that I read in a lot of the comments, and like I said, there is a campaign to where a lot of people feel as though we have to do, we have to quote unquote protect the minister. And my thing is this: number one, as long as he's been in this business and have been, the forefront or the face behind the Nation of Islam, this little shit here, honey, means nothing to him. Okay,
I was
this
gonna
is
say,
nothing.
as
And
long as the fruit are alive, as long as the fruit are
yeah,
alive, Farrakhan ain't worried about some more bullshit on the motherfucking TV.
So and I'm referencing that because a lot of us, well, why that was now the thing of it is that it was unnecessary. Okay, I want to use his words. He said it was unnecessary, and
like he's
yeah,
his opinion.
and then he
And that's
says,
all it
well,
was.
the minister didn't come in to get things stopped popping until mid '80s.
But where you're wrong is the minister was back then one of the people trying to get Malcolm out of here. So Tariq, who loves to do your history on us black people, how about you do it right? He may have not gotten the nation popping again until
right,
then,
but he
he was still
in
very much a
training,
part
right?
of what was going on back then.
Right. So this is why I'm having a difficult time with accepting his commentary as something to latch on to, instead of just saying I didn't like the movie, blah 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 blah. Right. Now we're on this thing of, oh, here they go, here's Hollywood. They got this black woman who happens to be the face of it because she's the director. You got these 4 black men up in here. He really didn't care for the guy playing Malcolm. Okay, he really didn't care for him. But who I thought he did a fantastic job. But I read comments and stuff, and everybody, well, they made Malcolm look weak and this and another. I'm like, child, y'all looking at Malcolm from a different standpoint, honey. He having a conversation that wasn't all about being out there to show his face as the strong leader.
And remember, if you remember Malcolm's story, after he wasn't Malcolm Little anymore,
right.
Only time you seen him be to what you thought was aggressive was interviews,
right,
and music to get the point across. But when they showed him just as being a man or being a husband, Malcolm wasn't all rah rah. What you want? Mm-hmm. That's not what it was, because he was never, like, people always get that by any means necessary shit twisted.
Right.
Y'all always taking it to mean that Malcolm said we're gonna tear down everything.
Right.
That's not what he said. What he was saying was, whichever way we can get it done, get it done.
Get it done.
So whatever means you have available, use it by any means, not by only this means. He never said that. I wish y'all stop it.
Right.
Especially towards the end. Remember, he left. He came back with a whole different concept, a different way of thinking.
Right. And then he said he fell asleep halfway through watching the movie. Exactly, which is why
Come on,
that's
Princess,
another
tell
issue
it.
that I'm taking. Because if you look at this, there was some damn good things that came out of this movie, particularly with Sam Cooke's character, you know, and some things that he has set up in there as far as Black economic empowerment and things of that nature, because basically the movie sets around a conversation that was almost like an intervention for Sam Cooke.
Mm.
Okay, because he was into white women and carried, you know what I'm saying? And this, that, and the other, and they were trying to get him, brother, you using your platform wrong,
Right.
you know.
But that's another thing too. That's something that what we gonna make sure we put a pin in that. Like, I don't like that if somebody happens to care for someone or love someone who is not Black, does that automatically make them they can't fight for the
Anti-Black,
cause?
right. They're not
You
down for
can't fight for the cause because you fell in love with somebody white. I don't believe that. Case in point, we got staying on here fighting every goddamn day.
right, you know. And this is why, again, going back to the original thing, are you just a piece of parsley on the plate?
Mm.
Are you just there to be cute and to add color? Okay. And I'm asking that because listen, let's look at it from the black white boy perspective or the black white girl perspective.
Okay.
Okay, because all the time, as long as they can sit down there and talk cool and carrying on, and they're down with our culture, we don't never see them as trying to be Black,
Right.
unless they get real ghettofied or whatever, and they start wearing
Mm-hmm.
Black. If they start doing their
They
hair,
want to
start
do
wearing
the
the
bamboo earrings
right,
and
right.
the
That's
block
when it becomes,
braids
oh,
and
she's trying to be Black. But anytime she could sit down there and and she could be girlfriends,
yeah, because she could
you
just be
know.
your Judy. Like,
Good Judas and carried on or whatever. She down with the culture. She know what this mean and that mean, this and that. Long as it's that, we cool.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, are you partially on the plate because are you being white culture because you have embraced this particular culture? Let's take what's Miss Thing's name? The transracial girl, Rachel Dozier.
She the one I sent pictures of her to Nature Boy when he was on his thing ranting and raving talk about do it for the culture. Yes, Lee, I swear to God, I was so happy when I started hearing that last. Because if I heard one more motherfucker say do it for the culture, I swear to God, I was going to jail. I sent pictures of her to Nature Boy because he was on one of his rants one day talking about white women don't go around wearing braids and locks and child. I said every hairstyle he said, I sent him a picture with Rachel Dolezal in it.
Uh-huh.
Talking about they don't do it every day. This bitch lived like this for most of her life. What are you talking about?
Right.
A
Right.
lot.
All of her adult life, yeah.
And go over there down to the Kardashian streets. Everybody Black over there.
Okay.
Even
So
Chris. You
now,
see her man been Black for the last ever since Bruce left. She been with
okay.
that Black man that whole damn time.
So now when we look at what does it mean, because white culture is known, it never was blonde hair, blue eyes. That was just the aesthetics,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So
And
now
remember
what does
that
it mean?
goes back to too. When we think about blonde hair, blue eyes. Who really pushed that narrative?
Yeah, that's Napoleon.
That Napoleon and Hitler, right?
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. You know,
Hitler pushed that damn narrative, even though his dumb ass ain't had
yeah,
blonde hair, blue eyes.
and he didn't have it right.
He had brown hair and brown
Yeah,
eyes, black hair
right.
and brown eyes.
Yeah,
But
and
somewhere
so
along the
because
line,
of
he felt
that,
inferior in himself.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How you gonna create a nation of motherfuckers and you ain't even that? So even if you marry that blonde hair, blue eyed woman, ain't no damn guarantee your baby gonna come out that way.
Number one.
I'm just saying.
Okay. So that's what we're dealing with here. Let me take a commercial break because I need to stand up for a minute and readjust the seat because the seat done slid down on me. Let me take a commercial break. Yeah, my ass ain't hurting so much anymore. I got the new little pillow. So,
Okay. Y'all not been having Cole help me up and down. So, but
Lord,
today I didn't need her to help me up or down. I was able to walk on my own. Won't he do it? I ran out
Okay.
this motherfucker. Y'all see me looking at Nikki. I took Cole and Lily for nails and feet today. I was like, I can walk. Let's go. Huh?
Okay.
She's talking about, thanks again for that. Cole got her hands and feet done today, y'all.
Okay. How about that?
She's talking about they pretty purple.
We'll be right back, y'all.
In these pages, I am indeed Cicely the actress, who has been blessed to grace the stage and screen for 6 decades. I am an observer of human nature and the dreamer of audacious dreams. And here in my 9th decade, I am a woman who at long last has something meaningful to say.
Okay, black on. Get into it. Black on. Look at that David Ford right there. That's his thing. Black on. He don't know Tom. Look at that David Ford. That's his thing. He don't know Tom. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
Okay, black on. Get into it. Black on. Look at that David Ford right there. That's his thing. Black on. He don't know Tom. Look at that David Ford. That's his thing. He don't know Tom. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
Attention all business owners. Use your advertising dollars here. Looking to reach a more diverse audience for your products and your services? Well, this is the platform for you. Dishing Tea Entertainment welcomes all businesses who wish to expand their brands and looking for clientele that's more than grown and sexy, but also the seasoned and sophisticated. For more information on how this spot can be yours, contact Big Meat at 404-914-5610 or go to our website at www.dishingtea.com.
Have you tried Big Rob popcorn? It's a wonderful anytime snack that everyone will love. Available in 3 flavors. Grown and sexy, which is the perfect mix of cheddar, cheese, and caramel. Sugar Shack, a fruitful flavored mix of watermelon and apple. So delicious and good. How about spicy butter and white cheddar? Everyone loves it. That's why it's called good. All Big Rob snacks are manufactured in an FDA-approved facility and flash sealed for freshness, safety, and worldwide delivery. To order, call or text 937-367-8650. That's 937-367-8650. Or contact Big Rob via Instagram at HeyBigRob. As the holidays approach, take advantage of the holiday special. Purchase more than 2 bags and receive a free CD. Call or text 937-367-8650.
And we are back. Please excuse my technical difficulties, honey. I done set up here, this damn computer done got real sensitive, so I'm trying to move and end up interrupting the commercials and shit. I'm like, what? Child. Okay, now any other time, honey, when I'm trying to start the damn thing, the thing don't want to click. So anywho, wait a minute. The princess asked a question. I posed this question earlier. I hadn't seen the Hidden Color series, but I heard of it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did you say that the Hidden Color series did not have an all-black filming crew? Yeah, we said
They
that.
absolutely did not. Look,
Yes.
and if you want to know, all you got to do
That's what we're saying,
is
honey. He
wait
did
till,
not.
wait till you fall out with somebody and they tell all the tea. When him and Umar fell out, Umar told it all, baby.
Umar Johnson fell out, honey.
Him and Umar fell out, and
Umar told all
it
that
all.
tea, honey. Okay. And this.
Now I'm not gonna hold you though, Leah. The Hidden Colors things has so much good information, and I'm glad I got to see them all before I found that out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are something that children need to see. Something we as adults, it's a lot of things that we don't always know. There's a lot of things in there about us as people that is so much good information, and we needed to hear it. My beef with him is that how you want to tell a story all about us and give us all this history about us and then not use us to help tell it. Okay. You use the Black scholars, but you didn't use the Black people to help tell it behind the scenes, because we know now that the people behind the scenes make everything happen.
Let's go here. As much as you just sit up here to talk about Amazon, what they are, and the Regina King is only the face of this movie, and they did this to shut down and just try to make the minister look at all that you just said about this movie. You still on that when your own shit about Black folks did not have a Black crew.
Right.
To sit down there. Now, for whatever reasons, maybe the timing was off. Maybe you didn't solicit in time. You know, maybe some of the people that you wanted to work with were not available. You know, I'm going to give that leeway because we don't know all of that. But at the same time, you did 4 installments. Is it 5?
It's like 4 of them. I think it might be 5.
I know it's 4.
It's at least
but
4.
is it the 5th one?
I gotta check and see.
I forget if it's the 5th one or not. I know it's at least 4.
We had the DVDs.
Okay. And so in understanding that, honey, listen, not one time did you sit down there and change that or whatever, or did you get contracted in with that crew?
That's what it sounded like.
You know, and that crew for all of the series. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this was a production company that you did a contract with.
I was
Okay.
getting ready to
And
say,
so because of that,
did the production company say, hey, we'll let you tell this
right,
story,
we
but
want to be on board. You know, yeah. If they like the project, they wanted to be on board and got an exclusive contract, then okay. But
right.
still, if that was the case, you didn't shop it. You didn't shop to make to or whatever the case may be. So, we have a lot of questions and it's a lot of speculation, but you open yourself up to that being who you are to the community. The same way Umar did when you talking about this damn school and trying to raise this money, and then you got all this money, and now everybody like, where the school at? And all we keep hearing is talk. Well, I got this, and this stuff came up. And
Now, I did hear him talk one time, and I guess because I have, sometimes something just be on, and you don't realize that you done soaked it all up until you weigh in it. And I don't know about any other time. I can only speak for this time when he was speaking about every time. It wasn't about not having the money. It wasn't about that. It was like when they found out it was him and what he was trying to do with the school, he kept getting all these roadblocks. And the way he was breaking it down, I believed him. And I don't believe all the bullshit that he said. I really don't, because I've heard him say some way out shit before. Some real shit that's just like, dude, come on. Like, what century are we in? But the way he broke it down and what he was trying to say, like, especially over in Delaware and all, especially when he was trying to say, I know the areas that he's talking about, and I can absolutely see that happening. I don't know if it's true, but just the way he broke that one particular thing down about people were saying he spent the money and blah, blah, blah. He was like, I didn't spend anything. Every time I got close to closing on being able to get it, and then we got to do, you got to put in all this shit for what you want to use it for, blah, 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 all these different things. They will always find a way to shut me down.
With that, I never well, I did question it, but I didn't care about whether or not he spent the money. I just wanted
But I
to,
know it was people were saying that because he was addressing that. Because he was saying, people were saying I
my
spent the
whole
money. He was
thing
like, I didn't spend
is
anything.
this: if it's as transparent as that is, then shit, show your books. Okay, because this is a public company now. You got donations, so if folks are coming for your credentials, like this, show your books.
Right.
That's what big companies do. Every year they do a damn annual report.
In order to be able to get the money and get the investment, you got to be able to show it.
Shut down every fucking thing. That would have shut everybody down, and it would have given him his credibility. Again, I go on the whole thing of let not your good be ill spoken of. Okay. Now that you also got to pick and choose your battles because we know fuckers gonna talk.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But at the same time, something this big that sat down there and became incredulous against your character and carried on. Honey, no, you should have sit down there and said, you know what, here's what this is. You could have called hell, you got your own platform. You could have called, did this on Good Morning America.
Right.
With Martin and everybody was questioning you. Throw a press conference and be like, hey, here's my accountant. Let's open up the books together. And let me give you the report. Let's sit up here and show you what's been going on. But all of that, when we talk about this, is again, are you the piece of parsley on the paper on the plate? Because we got all of this power to the people, we got this, and this. And so when folks get to leaning on your words, we have to be very responsible. This is why here, I know we say these are our opinions and carrying on because this is a commentation kind of show.
Right.
Okay. But we like to make sure that we back everything up with fact. When we give you the information, it is up to you. I don't tell you to take me at my word. Go. That's why it's important we put links up so this is where this information comes from.
Right.
I never want to be one. See, because I question everybody else.
Right.
Okay.
You gotta come with the receipts, honey.
What's your sourcing on that? Because you have to understand the source, which is why when we talk about white culture, is this the culture of it all? Because when we talk about it and we talk about a dominant society, a lot of times their sourcing is fucked. Okay, you can't tell me nothing about black folks and then your sourcing is KKK, or white premise, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can't give me that. Okay, you cannot. You have to be able to understand who you're sourcing on. Why do you think everything on this internet, honey, you have to scrutinize it so much?
Right.
Okay. Because we'll get something that come across our desk or whatever, like, oh my God, and it'll be clickbait. But then when you look at the source, it'd be the Onion or some other satire kind of shit. Or one of these far left or far right damn papers.
Right.
That'll sit down there and say something and be like, okay, wait a minute, let's break this down. Let's unpack an adjective here. Okay. Because, oh no, this here is utterly ridiculous. Okay. And so we have to unpack it in order for us to get to the truth of the matter so that it's not all conjecture and fodder. And so this is why now conversations like this are needed so that we can sit down and flush out some shit. This definition about whiteness and things from this Smithsonian, that's why I had to put it up in there so y'all can see that on your own. And there's more to, I just read to y'all the excerpt. There's a whole thing on this. That excerpt has just sent me in. This is the first time I've seen it. Okay, and it just sent me over the rainbow, honey, because it's giving me that one piece that I keep quoting is giving me everything because it fits what we see to be the dominant culture. And for those who fit into that element, whether they are Caucasian, whether they are Afrocentric, whether they are Asian Americans, European Americans, whatever it is, that particular definition seems to fit all those who have acquiesced to that particular culture mindset. Okay. So now where do we go from here?
Yeah, like that part.
Where do we go from here? How do we then, when we spot this or whatever, how do we then move beyond that? Because see, we have to get to a point where we can somewhat galvanize somewhere, and so that we can have a majority rules kind of thing. If we are a democratic society, honey, there's got to be a way that whatever the system, quote unquote, the system is, that we can sit down here, we can get amendments and things to the system. We can sit down there, break this shit down. We can sit down, we can change culture.
Right.
How about that? Look at what music does. I mean, every time music changes and we get a new wave of music, what it does, it changes the culture.
Right.
Every time fashion designers do something that becomes innovative, it changes the culture. It is no longer a fashion statement, it is a cultural piece. So if we're able to change the culture, why have we not sat there and changed white culture to where it's beneficial to everybody and it's not this bullshit that we keep calling systematic?
Because they don't listen to us.
How about that? How about that? Okay. How about that? Okay. So, yeah. So, all right. We're losing our audience. I knew this probably was going to be one of them to where the folks were going to come in and come out of this one.
But they might be, listen, because when we went on commercial, I put the movie back on because I was like, well, wait, did I see this? I don't think I saw it.
What?
The Night in Miami.
No, really? Oh, honey.
I don't remember it.
Okay, well then, yeah. Well then, that's gonna be your homework assignment. Cause I'm gonna rewatch it because listen. There is a line in there that just sends me over the moon, honey. Over the moon, and it's a Sam Cooke line. And it's when he sits down there and tells Malcolm X, he said, you know what? He said, motherfuckers claim that they want, no. He said, no. He said, motherfuckers, yeah. He said, people always say that they want a piece of the pie. He said, fuck that. I want the whole recipe.
The whole motherfucker. Hey, remember I said we talked about that before. Just the shit that we say in our everyday lives. You can have your cake and eat it too. Well, why the fuck not? Why would I want to get a cake if I can't eat it?
That line gave me life, and it still does. Fuck that. I don't want a piece of the pie. I want the recipe, bitch. That way I can make my own and sell that bitch. Give me the pie. Give me the recipe, motherfucker.
The fuck? I'm supposed to just sit it on the table and look at it. That sure smell good.
Okay, I don't want just a piece of the pie. How come? And then, because everybody was like, no, I want my piece of the pie. No, give me the pie.
Right.
And then he said, no, fuck, give me the pie. Give me the recipe. I'll make it.
And I can make my own motherfucking pie.
I'll make it myself. Now, catch what that
That's
is.
Jesus, honey. Don't give him no fish. Teach him to fish.
Teach him how to fish. What you say? What you say? Oh, I know you are, Leah. I know you here. No, I'm looking at the audience because I'm looking at my numbers up in here.
Mm-hmm.
And when we had a myriad of folks out, we're down to 3 people now.
What?
Yeah, but it's the conversation.
Well, then you know what? If it's winning now, I say who all. Well, we only got 3 people. I was gonna say who haven't seen it because I don't. I just turned it on during our commercial break, and y'all know I watch any and every goddamn thing. And for some reason, I don't remember this. As soon as, even if I haven't seen something in a long time, as soon as I cut it on, if I've seen it,
Yeah,
pops up.
memory.
So I don't recall looking at this, and I'm going to go watch it.
Okay, I'm telling you,
I gotta watch a documentary tonight. I'm watching this.
I'm telling you, one of the things about this particular movie that I think is fascinating. Number one, you're a director. Look at that from a director standpoint, because Regina needs that Oscar for this, because she directs the fuck out of this movie. Look at her choices and stuff that she makes in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, ooh. Okay. But I'm also going to give that to Malcolm and the guy, what's his name? Ben. Oh, I can't think of his name. Him and the guy playing Sam Cooke. They need Oscar content nominations too. Now the other two, their performances are strong, but for me, they're typical performances. Okay. And I'm like, and that's not taking nothing from the brothers because they are fucking good. Because the one playing Jim Brown, honey, I swear it's almost as if I'm looking at Jim, just a thinner version of him.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
I just saw the opening when everybody that came in. Ali done, the fight, and then that first scene with Sam about to sing. Like I paused it right before he opened his mouth to sing.
Okay. So we got that, and then the guy playing Muhammad Ali, honey, he is a child. He cashes, honey. He give it a chance. This is just a well-rounded movie. Now, for this to be a what if kind of thing, honey. A what if they had this conversation kind of thing. It gives us an opportunity to like, damn, I can see that happening. Okay, it gives us an opportunity to see these characters in another light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to see them as human and not just as the deities that we know them to be. Because all 4 of them, honey, they're there for a reason. They were powerhouses in our community. Right. Powerhouses. Okay, and they had the heartbeat of the people right there.
Right.
You understand? So to have this and to show their brotherhood as an imagined I think that's just a brilliant, powerful.
I think it was so brilliant, and man, I'd be so sick of people worrying about the wrong shit.
And that's what I'm thinking. See, again, now is that white culture, because the dominant culture has set up there, and the part of that definition, okay, to where it's hostile or derogatory, or it becomes all of that when we start to look at it from that particular lens.
Right.
It's one thing to disagree with, and I'm not trying to, and it's a thin line between your personal feelings and then your conjecture that you add on your personal feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to say, "Oh, I just didn't like that, honey." Oh no, it just didn't agree with me.
I just didn't like the way they did it. And then that's just an opinion. But when you start breaking it down like that, like
when you start to break it down,
to be real.
Right.
It's not supposed to be. It's one of those what ifs. And you probably had some real shit to it, but you can't really say it.
Right.
So you gotta say it's fictional.
Right.
Because whoever dropped the jewels on what really happened, we can't never know what really.
Okay.
Come on.
What you know about that song, girl?
Come on, that's one of my favorite songs.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet. I'll watch it tomorrow. Okay. So I'm telling you.
It too. One day. Don't do it, Leah. That's
baby.
my girl right there.
Okay.
That's my black white girl right there, honey.
That's it. Exactly. Okay.
Tina
exactly. And see, and I think she's the perfect the queen of. She was the ivory queen of soul, honey. That was
Right.
the ivory queen of soul because that girl there, a child, um,
I tell
uh,
y'all, I done bought the same burgundy satin sheets over so many times over the year. The burgundy satin sheet set and comforter set that she had on that motherfucking
on
cover
that
of
irons and
Irons and
fire.
Fire. Babe, don't do it. Y'all see this hair? Y'all see this hair?
Okay,
It's like this color. Don't do it.
so okay, that's a cute transition because I want to have a little fun. I'm
Oh
doing
yeah,
this
because y'all know
because of
it's
Buck.
after 11. It's 11:14, so I know you don't have to go soon. So let's have some fun.
Okay,
Let's
let's have
lighten it up.
because I wanna go. Buck does this in our group text here. Now they always do the album of the day. You know, this is
Mm-hmm.
my album of the day. This is my album today and carried on. And I said, "Ooh, that day would be so fun." So I think I want to start incorporating that as we come to a close and this time
Ooh,
because
album of the day. So we're not picking a song. We just pick an album of the day.
album, honey. What album or did you play or would you have played today that would have been your mood or set your mood or would have told your mood or would have been your mantra for the day? What was that album or what would it be?
I got one, and it's so funny because I was listening to Pandora's today, and it's not even an old one. It's old, but not old school like us.
Mm-hmm.
The Makings of Me, Monica.
Oh, okay.
The album, she has some good tracks for me.
Okay. Well, what you say?
Makings of Me, because there's some songs in there where is like today, y'all. I have to tell y'all that it was one of those days where I just felt completely grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Grateful, like so grateful. Like I woke up. When I woke up and I got up and I didn't have to call Cole
Right.
to help me, it was just this thing that came over me. I said, "Come on, y'all. Mama, daughter,
Okay.
granddaughter day. Come on, we gonna now. I'm be mad. I'm tell y'all, I was mad as hell most of the day in the nailery because there was only two people working in there, and they had to do me,
Okay.
Cole, and Lily, and we was in there for about probably like 4 hours. But it was
Uh-huh.
like I was so grateful to be able to get up. And we talk about that, like just the simple things. Like you got to think about just the simple things. I think I put a post up yesterday that said, "This morning I was able to get up, walk on my own, go to my car by myself, drive my car to go to the store. Now I couldn't go that fast, and it hurt like hell. But just like in life, it ain't gonna always be fast and easy. But I'm always be grateful
Okay.
because we think about it. We always want it fast and easy. That ain't how life works.
Mm-hmm.
And my day yesterday and going into today, it wasn't fast and it wasn't easy. But I was grateful. I keep putting up every day on my new post. Us waking up is a luxury. We woke up
Okay.
today. Not everybody did. Make the best of it. If yesterday was
Right.
fucked up, and when you opened your eyes today, that was another chance to make the day better. And as I was listening to the Makers of Me, I was like, yo, this is dope. So I'm glad you brought that one up because I absolutely had it. The
Right.
Makers of
Right.
Me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you got?
Mine was Mama's, honey. One of Mama's.
Come on. There's
And
so many to
mine,
choose from. What did you choose?
okay, Winter in You.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
Winter in You. That has been in my spirit all day today. And this not just for the title track. But one of my favorite songs off of that album is Old People. Uh and when we're looking at um when we're looking at the world today, because the song said old people, um, we're all writing the song.
Mm.
Okay. We're all living this world together forever. There's no reason. Ooh, we should live and be one. Okay, build the world that we want together forever. Okay. She said, we'll live on, honey. Oh, okay. She said, if we live in the world of possibilities
Come
of the eyes
on.
of a child can see, if we lived in a world of dignity, okay, there would be no more hate between you and me.
Come on.
You understand? Oh, mm. She said, think of all the opportunities that the eyes of a child can see. Think of all the possibilities that walk right by you and me. Woo!
Every day. Think about
Woo!
just walk right past you.
You understand?
Think about destinies. Think about destinies.
Yes.
I was talking.
Yes.
I said something to Helena. We was talking last week, and I said, "Ain't it funny how you could be so close to somebody before you even knew them?"
Mm-hmm.
And I always think about the time I was back in Philly when when Marley had to do his little year and a half or whatever thing.
Yeah.
But I needed a break from being up there, and I came, and I stayed for 7 days right across the street from you. I
Okay.
stayed in that Hilton for 7 fucking days. And y'all don't even get what I'm saying to y'all. When I tell you, when you walk out of Meech's complex, it's across the street.
Right.
I stayed there for 7 days. I was sick then too. I was mad because, and I wasn't sick like this kind of sick. I was sick because I did a complete detox. And like the first few days of that bitch, you getting all the toxins out, so your body feels retarded. So I couldn't really eat or nothing like that. And I was in there for 7 days. Y'all don't understand. I didn't know who the hell Meech was back then. I was across the street from his ass. And then a year later, we in the same building at school. And now look at us.
Okay.
The best of the
The
spinners.
best
Come
of the
on, not the
spinners on
spinners.
my album today. Okay. Come on now. I have that same album, honey. Okay.
This is it, honey.
But yeah, Winter and You was and Old People is one of my favorite well, it's Mama, but that put off that album, I'm able to remove my bias, because I love everything she sings anyway. But I'm able to get into certain songs. Old People off of that particular album is like my favorite track off that album, and I wish it had done much better commercially than what it did because of the words of that song.
Right.
And then a fun song that beat my heart like a drum, honey. Ooh. Okay. And carrying on. Then of course the title track, There's a Winter in You. Okay.
Yeah, I love that one.
And that there's on my mountain
Came
track.
with Matthew Stafford to LA.
To the LA Rams, they're trading them. So having said that there was my album for the day. Then of course there's Kiss Away the Pain. Kiss Away the Pain is on that album. Okay. Please come back and kiss away the pain. And y'all know I've been dealing with the loss of my cousin and carrying on. But the baby came because the baby was born. I lost my cousin that Monday. The baby was
Ain't
born
that
that
crazy
Friday.
how that works?
So being on this damn emotional roller coaster because I'm like, shit, she gone. And I'm going through, like a movie montage of her and us, doing shit and carrying on. And now the baby here, so I'm looking at my nephew is now a father for the first time. And I'm like, my baby's baby got a baby. And
it's the proudness. It's the proudness
yes,
that comes
and
in, and it's like
all of that. So I'm like, so it's just all of that. So kiss away the pain. It's like, hey, just to kiss away the hurt or whatever, because that's a relationship song, but a loving relationship song, but just understanding, the baby came and to take away the pain of that and this, that, and the other, all of that. So it's just been one of those. So today that just hit me. And then yesterday I was telling the folks I did not have a real good day yesterday as far as my body was concerned.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was aching and I don't know where it came from. I'm not claiming author at all, honey, but I was trying to open up a bottle and I couldn't twist the cap because
I can't do that. I can't do it now, period. Like I can't.
I was like, oh no, honey, we ain't calling. No. Arthur
I'm gonna tell you what your niece went and got for me. A CBD cookie. It was 3 of them. Now this one, did have a little bit of THC because I said, well, she had him on the phone trying to explain something to me. I said, listen, I don't smoke. I don't want none of that shit with THC. He was like, no, this is like 0.3. It's very little. He said, but I do got the one that's like something. I said, no, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. But listen, I think that's what helped. I ate them shits the other night and yesterday. I kept eating like half at a time. I think that's what helped.
Oh, well, honey, but it says that's what it is. Now listen, I was talking about looking at it from my mama because she got that sciatica nerve damage in her back. And I
Me
was going to ask her
too.
about it if she wanted to sit up there and look into doing that or whatever. And see, she's
And so
home.
just the CBD, just tell her she don't even need like the medical marijuana, just the CBD stuff. I mean, it helps me.
Well, here's the thing, child. If we got so many folks that got medical marijuana cards around that, they could go to the dispensary. Because Michigan,
Right.
child, just like liquor stores, they got dispensaries. And child, 2 or 3 dispensaries in a goddamn block. I'm like, this don't make no motherfucking sense. However, since they open it up, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
not everybody needs the actual marijuana.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
I know for me, I don't think I need that. But will I do the CBD stuff? Yes, I will. They got, do you know I got CBD absence hole?
Mm-hmm. They'll put CBD in everything, child.
Chill.
Because now that's the go-to medicine or the thing
Right.
right now. So
Yeah,
now
because now the
everybody
government can make
capitalize
money
on
off of it. As long as
it.
the
Yeah,
government can make money off of it,
yeah,
honey.
yeah.
Well, y'all, now that Red, are you coming all the way in here? Because I didn't want to leave me by myself, but I gotta get Lily is still wide the hell awake. But she been good. Y'all ain't heard her not one time, hey y'all.
No,
Because she been running back and forth, sneaking, doing shit she ain't no business. I told her don't get them big. You know how Amazon don't give you the little poppers. They put them
Yeah,
things in the big giant thing.
yeah.
I know she want to pop them things. I was like, Lily, if you put them shits back in the box. She was like, no, Grandma, I'm not going to pop it.
Mm-hmm.
Girl. And that's what I kept seeing her run back and forth doing. She was getting one at a time because she detached them. I said,
Okay,
what are you doing? She was like, I know you said not to pop it. No, I wasn't going to pop them, Grandma, but I was go in there. Everyone, you done snuck in here and ran in, bring them back. Because what you will not do while I'm sitting trying to be quiet is by mistake pop one of the motherfuckers.
right.
It's scared the shit out of me.
Temptation tapping on the back of my neck.
Look, there she go right there. What you thought Sneaky did that?
Mind.
What you was doing there? Leave Lily alone. Everybody say that. Listen, natural. Ain't no leave Lily alone. Lily low ass, it is 12. It's almost 12 o'clock. She lucky.
Okay.
You know what, Meech? When you do come over to Bigo, that's natural. Over there, her name you got it. Over there, her name is Natural, and she is a beautiful spirit. She is
Okay.
beautiful. She be having praise and worship in the morning and stuff. Me and her had a real good thing the other day. I went on her panel and stuff, and we talked about different. I was reading from your book. I was
Oh,
reading from your
okay.
book, and she was there with me, and she had read off a couple affirmations and stuff that she uses and stuff, and we just talked about the spiritual stuff and whatnot. I love her. She's one of the people who helped me get my agency. She's in the same agency that I got.
Okay. All right. Well,
And
cutesy.
Brad, what
Well,
is you doing? Well, I'm about to
okay.
leave out.
Go ahead.
It's
Girl, I got
11:30.
it. I
But
got it
I love
because
y'all. And tomorrow is Sunday. So I'm gonna try to be here. I might not be here though. I'll probably be here from 9 to at the latest 11. I might not be here for the whole show, but I'll be here. I love y'all and thank y'all for all your
Hello,
prayers.
hello.
Hello.
I'm having technical difficulties tonight. That's why y'all was wondering what it was, and I got tired of holding my phone. Me, I think what found out was I think a virus has attacked my Mac. It will not allow Chrome to operate on my phone.
On your Mac, I thought Macs couldn't get
oh
viruses.
wow. Okay. Well, can you go into what Explorer?
No, there's no. They won't let me do no Explorer, no Safari. Firefox is not doing nothing. It has totally blocked me from the internet waves. Once I try to get to them, it'll lock up and freeze.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Damn. That's crazy.
And it's crazy. I guess the motherfucker heard me that I was gonna replace his bitch ass because he old as fuck. So I guess it's time to get rid of this motherfucker.
Oh, well, my goodness, today. Okay. Well, I got a voice, so okay, that there is cute. So let's do this because I want to send the children home real cutely. Yes, darling. She said, "Oh wow, he wrote the book." Yes, she said she was reading from my book. Yeah, I've written two. So, oh, I got to get her the first one because she got the second one. Yeah, we're gonna make sure that you guys understand all that. So, and I'll send you my email and stuff so that if you want to get a copy of it, you're more than welcome to that. But thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay. So, oh, okay, darling. So, let me see. Wait a minute. Yeah, go to my website. That's what I'm doing. Putting the website up here and calling it. Oh, wait a minute. We got to type it right. It's a dot. Uh-huh. No, not. There we go. There we go. Okay. Bougie Thrifted, you can go there to my website and you can get your copies there. So yeah, so now having said all that, I knew this conversation was going to be it's a difficult conversation to have, but oftentimes, everybody likes to skirt around it and carry it on because we really have got to learn how to have it. Actually, a lot of folks don't know how to have these kinds of conversations, don't want to have these kind of conversations, and better yet, a lot of people act as if I don't deal with it, it'll go away.
That's
And
more our people.
yeah, and we see how far that's gotten us. But what has happened is the more we don't deal with it, we deal with it internally. So we start turning on ourselves. This is why the quote black on black crime is starts to become an issue because we turn on ourselves. I believe, that there's something that I come to just consider as one of the reasons why we have such a epidemic with saying that. But I have to take that across the board because, as I said earlier, throughout all of this, I'm tired of saying black on black crime, and they don't have a white on white crime equivalent or whatever. We don't give that same moniker because it doesn't make money. Point blank. Okay, it doesn't make money. And until we're able to look at this and call it what it is, and we get the national people to call it white on white crime, okay, I'm gonna give that to Roland Martin. I'm like, you need to call it what they call it, white on white crime. The way they quick to come out black on black crime, call it white on white crime. Call it that and see how quickly that everybody want to sit down and dismiss it. Because if we could dismiss that, then we could dismiss the idea of black on black crime and call it what it is. We can call that domestic terrorism, inner city domestic terrorism, or whatever, however you want to do it. But take that, if we remove that damn moniker of black on black crime, then we can remove all that politicizing that is being done because it only works, honey, because folks want to do something with it or against it or rile the people up. On one side of the issue or the other. It doesn't make it doesn't do anything else because it doesn't work. We don't hear gay on gay crime, do we? We will hear hate crime, but we don't hear gay on gay. That's gay on gay crime. Look at that shit. Them damn sissies. No, as a matter of fact, they sit up there and laugh at it. They won't even believe that is
gay on gay is like two scoops of sugar. Damn, it was just a question. I mean, if it's two scoops of sugar, if two sweets create one activity, that's like icing on the cake, right?
No, that's sweet enough for the tea, honey. One lump or two.
I heard if you continue to get motherfucking 2 lumps, goddamn it, your chin will hurt.
Well, that's because you're not bobbing and weaving right.
That's the story of everybody's life. If you got the right rhythm.
So be that as it may, honey. So, that there is that. So we're gonna cut. Wait a minute before we go. You heard about doing the album of the day. What if you were to play? If you had played an album or were to pick an album that you would play in its entirety for today, that will say what mood you were in or dictate your mantra for the day, what would your album be or have been?
David Hollister, Chicago '85.
Oh. Not Chicago '85. Come on now.
That's the name of the album.
I know, but shit, I'm sitting up there thinking about that, child. Hell, we were teenagers. Okay. Teenagers. Ooh. Okay.
David Hollister, Chicago '85 lets you into a plethora of different life situations that actually go on in our neighborhoods and things like that.
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
There we go.
Let me in. Let me in.
I've said that before.
Me and you both. I told you 3.
Okay. Stop. Let me in this motherfucker. Okay.
Hey, ain't nothing help you get in the door better than Glide.
Oh no, I got wet, honey. Wet, Black Bottle.
Yeah, I had that first.
Okay. So yes,
I just rebooted the entire system of the Mac to get here.
Oh wow. Okay. And there you have it. So now, okay, yeah. Mine was Winter in You. Mama's Patti LaBelle, her Winter in You album.
Okay, that's a dope album though.
Yeah.
Actually, was one of my In My Feelings album when it came out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
But David Hollister tells you if you look at the David Hollister Chicago '85 album, it takes you into a tirade of what they call domestic issues that are common in every doggone person's life. One of those issues in that entire album, you have at least dealt with it or something exactly like it.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if you're heterosexual, homosexual, whatever, you have dealt with one of those issues on there. And the way that he put it together was so therapeutic because it showed that a man can not only admit when he was wrong, he showed masculinity in pleading his case. Instead of thinking, oh, you some little bitch begging her telling you was wrong.
Right.
Yeah. But none of that. You know what I'm saying? He snitched on himself like one of the main songs on there. He said, the lyrics in the song, he said, I was wrong. I cheated on you late one night when you was gone. Right? I let my little head think. You know what I'm saying? He broke it down.
I know that song, yeah.
Then he said, I know I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I told her, forget my number, because you're my baby girl. She's the one that I love. You know what I'm saying? I made love to you and got you sprung, but you're not the one, bitch. I need to get my ass on where I need to be.
Right.
He pen-stroked that shit. Ain't no man, let me tell you something. If you tell a brother that's your friend and you know he fucking up and got a bitch nose wide open and acting like they're in love, knowing you got a man.
Oh, you know what? Let's have that conversation before we leave.
When he do that, when he do that, the friend that tells you, nigga, you need to goddamn tell Shawty that you leave Shawty the fuck alone. You need to tell her what it is. Tell her your heart is at home. Like, you know, bitch, this was, This is a game of Monopoly. You know what I'm saying? We both lost. You know what I'm saying? Let's get and now that's the friend you don't listen to. Oh, nigga, you a punk.
Hello, right. Let's go there. Let's go there for a spell, because I knew you were going to hit something that's going to trigger me. Why is it that we have a problem as men going to another man and really knocking out all that damn machismo shit, but like, dude, you fucking this shit up? Because there is no reason that any of us should be celebrating any dude that got 16, 17 damn kids, 24, 32 kids.
Ain't shit cute about that.
And you got all these different baby mamas around here, and yet we as brothers or menfolk have not put him. We ain't even told them. We ain't even got on no condoms and said, "Nigga, at least wrap it up." We ain't even did that.
Nope.
All we did was sit down there, and because he's still able to shoot off, sparks, and he ain't shooting blanks, it becomes a motherfucking game. Or we have allowed ourselves to let our sons, because most of these are our sons, and they're our peers and our sons, think that this is what the whole game of pimping and macking is all about.
Hell no.
Why have we as a body of men, and particularly black men, because it's done across the spectrum, but I'm going to talk to us as menfolk because we're the ones that's in the spotlight. We're the ones that had that's sitting up there on Iyanla, and she got all these brothers sitting up in here, and all of them had over 10 kids with umpteen baby mamas. Okay? All of them. So how is it that we are not taking responsibility? We keep saying, "I'm my brother's keeper. Am I my brother's keeper?" We say that shit, but do we mean it? How come that's not part of our conversation? It's all my power to the people to that keep telling us that we gotta build a fucking nation. How are we building a goddamn nation when you keep telling we gotta protect the queen? It's a black man's job. Telling me y'all done told me I'm not no real man because I'm gay and I can't sit up there and satisfy my queen. But hell, I don't even know who the fuck your queen is, because shit, you got a queen, a harlot, a goddamn jokester, you got a mister. How do I do that? How come we don't have that conversation and be real about it? And be like, dude, how come we're sitting up here trying to fight a system that tells men in the court systems about child support and carrying on? You understand? We got a whole system that is stacked, that has stacked the odds against men, period.
But see, I'm gonna tell you something. A real friend is gonna tell you that you're a piece of shit when it comes to how he see you raising your kids in a negative manner. Or when he see you making babies and you ain't doing a damn thing for him but making another baby.
Or how about this one? How about because you didn't like that woman, you just up there had 5 kids with that one. You don't do shit with them kids, but you know when over here got married and then started a new life, and now you got new kids, and all these kids don't even know that they got brothers and sisters over here because you said fuck that bitch.
Okay, stop right there. Let's get deep.
Come on, do it.
You got this one over here, 5 kids. You don't want to fuck with her no more because she said something about being responsible. So you mad. Now you mad.
Okay, what you say? Let's get deep.
Now you mad. Now, so let's go over here and fuck with the chick that think because you got a nice car and you motherfucking out here dressed nice and everything, she gonna bust it open for you. And she feel like, oh, this nigga got a little money. He got a little coin in his pocket. Let me goddamn motherfucker catch him when I'm ovulating. Boop, you got another one coming over here. All right, now I got him. He here chilling. Yeah, that's my man. I don't want him to leave the house. That's my man. Everything he doing for me and my child. First and foremost, you need to motherfucking recognize the fact that he got 4 kids across the motherfucking town that he ain't doing a motherfucking thing for. What kind of woman are you to motherfucking condone that nigga's bullshit that he's not even dealing with his children over there? Secondly, now here's 10 years go by, right? Now we're going to the 5-year run round. Let me show you where it gets deep. Now we're in the 5-year round. Next thing you know, these kids are getting older. They're in the preteens. They're 15, 16, 17 years old.
Right.
It's 10 of them. 3 baby mamas. They don't know each other. They live in motherfucking communities where they 5 miles apart. They hit the motherfucking goddamn teen parties. Now brothers and sisters are fucking each other, and now we got these diseases and motherfucking mental issues from new kids that we don't understand.
Come on now.
Now, you want to know where the fucking problem really lies? Again, that goes back to motherfucking poison. We are our own poison, and until we open up our motherfucking minds and close our goddamn mouths, because guess what? A nigga walking saying a whole lot more than a nigga talking. And I'm telling you, how many motherfucking people you know have been to the altar? How many people the motherfucking them pop 1 or 2 babies to find out later on that they was motherfucking siblings? They got a deadbeat nigga motherfucking bouncing from bitch to bitch every time responsibility hits his lap.
All right, come on now. Come on now.
So that's what I mean when you want to take it deeper, because we always wonder what these underlying urban and doggone situations that we have from the mental, you know what I'm saying? We have the mental note, the unstable minded children and everything. Hell, that motherfucking child mind is fucked up because I'm going to tell you it's fucked up because he fucked his sister. You know what I'm saying? If his daddy done fucked his cousin done fucked his mama, okay, and got your dad, and you fucked your sister, and your sister fucked your brother, and then you have another motherfucking baby. God damn it, some DNA don't mix. You understand what I'm saying?
How about that?
What if everybody had one strand of some type of system of Down syndrome? By the time you mix these motherfucking kids together, you got some new Down syndrome that you don't know what the fuck to do about.
Okay. The brothers have to want to keep in order for his brother to keep him.
And you know, and don't tell me about, you know, my thing is this. You're moving to a neighborhood. Okay. I don't, you know what, brothers? Pay attention. You heard this from Big Red. Okay? I said this.
I'll solo you. Take it.
Okay, who gonna check me? It's like you're moving to a motherfucking community. You want to mess and screw around and play around with all the bad little beautiful chicks, whether they smart, dumb, stupid, slow, goddamn it, can cook, or if they're a hoe. Okay, that's what you want to do.
Okay.
Right? Now you done made a motherfucking baby over here, a baby over there. Every time a motherfucker pop out the baby because you're in the same community with the same fellas and the same females and everything, the first thing out your mouth as an irresponsible ass black man in this community is that's not my baby. Okay. Here's the problem with that. You can't seem to break the chain of the label of ignorance and dogitude. That's my word today.
Dogitude. Is that the word? Dogitude.
That's my word today. That's bestowed upon the foreheads of good men. Because what you do is you create a whole negative motherfucking spew. This spirit is all over the doggone urban communities. So here it is, the guy that is genuine, that don't even want to sleep with your ass till y'all married, gets treated like shit.
Well,
you feel me?
Come on now.
Y'all is the niggas that I despise, and the reason my circle is so motherfucking small. Because I noticed something about my growth. Every time a nigga asks me a question or come to me for some advice about a relationship situation, I will hear you out. I will tell you what I think. But what you're gonna have to doggone be man enough when you come talk to me is to be able to handle the last question I'm gonna ask you. What did you do?
Say what?
If you can't answer that question without being mad at me, then this is an imbalanced, one-sided conversation, because when you came to me, you asked for a man's advice. But I'm sorry, little boy. If you don't want to hear from a man, you're not a man your damn self. So you need to go ask a little boy, a yes man, somebody that's going to make you feel good about your dogitude.
Come on now.
Because I'm not him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. We are our own problem in the black communities. The black men, I don't want to hear about all that demasculation. I'm so tired of hearing all that bullshit. You know what? Get your stupid ass up and do something. And how dare you call the black woman your queen when you will doggone disrespect, exploit their body, but fight another nigga for doing it to your sister or mama.
Ooh, that part.
Don't do nothing to a female that you wouldn't want nobody to do to your mama, your sister, your auntie.
Or your daughter.
Or your daughter. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when you out here slanging dick and you think that's a trophy on your motherfucking shoulder, it took a daddy somewhere on this planet to make that piece of pussy you fucking. It's going to be like, yeah. So while y'all here making these babies, you going to make motherfucking little boys that's going to get fucked over by savvy women, or you going to make little girls that's going to meet a nigga just like you.
How about that? How about that? Now let me go here, because I gotta put an addendum on here, because to all of the alphabet children who sit down and entertain all of this, and I'm gonna talk to the alphabet children. I'm not gonna talk to my ladies just yet, because I'm talking to all of y'all who find it fit to be the side piece, to where y'all think that your badge of honor is the label of side piece. Okay. Now, truth be told, because of the world we live in, they may be necessary. At the same time, if we want to do better, we got to be better.
Facts.
Okay. If we want to do better, we've got to be better. You want a man that's going to sit up there and treat you right, or this, that, and the other, and you can't sit up there and expect for him to give you all of his attention, this, that, and the other, knowing that you're taking that from somebody when he's at home. Okay? Now, let me add a proviso here. Because the proviso that I'm going to add is this. If he continues to seek after you and don't give a damn about what he got at home, then why is it that you feel that you got the bomb diggity that's going to make him change to give you everything? Honey, you ain't nothing but a lake. Call it what it is. Call it what it is and let it be. Don't sit down here and get into your motherfucking feelings thinking that you got a prize piece, but he treating you as a dime piece because you are a dime, a baker's dozen. Okay? To all my alphabet children out there, because we seem to thrive off of that kind of shit because we got a man and it's just a piece of trade. Okay? Trade is community property. Okay? The song said, you down with OPP, other people's pussies, property, and penises.
Yep, there you go.
Okay? Trade is just that. It is community property. Okay? And as long as we are there to fill in the gaps, that men would never have the fortitude or the willingness to want to do better because they're existing in a plane to where we are fulfilling their delusion. We're letting them stay within that realm of altered reality.
But see, nobody, you know what means nobody ever paints the picture of exactly who they are.
Right.
Because if you want to paint the picture, let's keep it simple. My construct is not hard. It's not rocket science.
No.
If you just say the main is the house, okay, you got the lease and the mortgage. Then you got the side piece. Okay, now the main signed the lease, right? She's in the big house. The side piece only signed a sublet. You get a room.
Oops.
This house comes with 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, kitchen, living room, dining room. That sublet is 1 room. And we all know the entire world, if you want to find some 1 room, if you look it up, it's a hotel. So you break it down. So
and for the alphabet children, it's a motel.
Motel. You're right. Anybody need to write that shit down? Because you better pay attention.
Now, to your credit, 01, because you think yeah.
Cupcake said, put that on Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, okay. Take that to grandmama's house. Okay. Now, to all of you who think you got your shit together, okay, you still got a mortgage and a house over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main. Now, every now and again, honey, you got a vacation. It ain't a beach house because you ain't got that kind of coin. You just go there for vacation, but you got to leave there. And one thing about a vacation is this: you only get one time a year, honey.
One.
Okay. Now you may have vacation time where you got 4 weeks, but you're only going one place. Okay. Eventually, that there is going to end, and when your vacation time runs out, you don't get no new vacation time, honey, until your anniversary come around for the year again.
You know what? I don't think they know how serious this dogitude is. Okay?
Come on, give it.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you 2 examples of things that I know actually happened in Atlanta. Quickly. One example, the niggas that make it hard for the good guys, I seen one break up with a woman of 5 years, lie to her and say that I need to move back to Chicago to take care of my mother.
Wow.
And I don't want to, I don't have time to pursue this relationship because I don't have the means to take you with me. So I think we need to end this here.
Mm-hmm.
And so he played the whole breakup sex and everything, and I'm gonna miss you, the crybaby shit with her, for her to wake up 2-3 days later and drive him to the airport, right? He goes to Hartsfield. She crying, he kissing her, he playing the crybaby thing, the whole 9 yards. The whole time this been going on, he been talking to his new bitch that got more than her, bigger house, car, money on it. She drops him off at the airport. He walks in, he standing at the window, like he just going, oh, that whole look through the window like you crying, like the commercial for Hallmark. Okay, he doing all that, okay? Soon as she pulls off, he walks out the other side of the hotel and get in the car with his other bitch because he told her he was just flying into Atlanta. Started his new life with her. She lived on the opposite side of where he stayed with the other one, so he just never went back to that way.
Why did I know that part was coming?
And that's one. Now, here's one I know all too well because this one is me. That's why I'm able to say what I say, because I did what I did early. I got my karma. I took my ass whoopings. But I'll tell you like this. Nothing teaches a lesson like an experience. And I'm trying to tell you, I have been out of town with the side chick saying that I was on the road with an artist when I was really down, kicking it in Florida with the side chick, and answering my phone anytime I felt like it, and always making the call short because I had to get backstage, or I had to get back to the station, or I had to get to the photo shoot, or I'm waiting to see if the limousines is picking up and all that. The whole time, I'm staying at a beautiful ass resort, walking around, goddamn me, Ball Johnson. What she saw in being that person allowed me to answer the phone, to talk to my motherfucking main, my wife. At that point, what the mentality, please feel free to type this. What the fuck was they thinking? If I can do that in front of you, you're never going to get a motherfucking promotion. Your contract says side bitch for life.
That's it. That is it. Now, you know what? Here, let's go here. Let's go here because one of my sons has passed on now. And one of the things that we had got into a real big to do about was this idea here. Because he was seeing, no, he wasn't seeing it. They were fucking. He was fucking this one guy, okay? But was friends with both of them because it was a couple, okay? And when I say friends, I mean they went to the bars together. You going over here taking care and bringing soup and carrying on. You know, spent the night. You know, they hanging. It got to the point where it was a situation because the two of them thought that the other one knew. And so they were living the fantasy of, oh, this could be a triad relationship. Now, see, here in the alphabet children world, honey, that whole triad thing where there's three folks in the relationship is you know, it's becoming popular. You know, and it used to be just a white thing, but now the black alphabet, honey, are trying to come on to this. Okay.
Shout out
to so the whole idea of what they thought was going to happen was that the other person was going to be in on it, and this was going to be a win-win-win situation. Okay. However, it did not play out like that. Okay. So now I'm sitting up here, I'm like, baby, listen, I told you, go have your fun, but don't sit down there and get your feelings into it because you were pursued. Okay? He pursued, and you told him what you said to tell him, you know, now you are, because you already involved, blah, 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 blah. He said, don't worry about that because I got that. All right. Okay. All right. So now he done pushed all the right buttons and got you all hot and bothered and carrying on. All right, y'all did your thing. You should have left it there. But what you did, no. You decided to where it was more than once, and then more than once became feelings, and then this became this, and this became that, and blah, 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 blah. Well, then what happened was you're trying to come to me, and we're on social media, we're talking in code because nobody knows what's going on because we're arguing in a group.
Right.
And he kind of covered me, well, you see married men and this, that, and the other. I said, honey, there's a whole big difference between me and you. Because number one, I did not go after this one. Number two, after I said my piece and they said, okay, I'm good because I got this, I took that off my desk. I made peace with God and said, no, I'm not breaking up nobody's home because he keep coming over here. I've never once gone over there to that woman's house. I don't know who the hell she is. I'm not sitting down there breaking bread with her. I'm not sitting down there looking at her in her face, knowing I'm fucking her man. I said, that ain't that, but that's what you doing.
Hello, Barbara.
Right. This is shit. you in this bitch's face. Y'all sitting up here, y'all Judies. Y'all are Judy. Y'all done went on vacations together, bitch. And this child don't know that you fucking her man. Really?
That shit's not cool.
Really? And so it had become a whole big to-do to where in the end of it all, child, they done broke up. Everybody done broke up. And then you and the dude, y'all had a falling out. Okay? They broke up. The dude done went to somebody else, got a new boyfriend that wasn't you, and now you pissed because you sitting up there. Wait a minute. The thing was, the dude sit up there, had another side piece, and so now you trying to tell him who he can and cannot fuck outside of you and the lover. Okay, what the song say? I'll be the other woman as long as I know I'm the only other woman you'll ever know. So it started to get messy. So now we sitting up here at damn IHOP, because we was all at the club. We sitting up here at IHOP. And so now you said, oh, child, this boy sitting up here, he is still, he done got fighting mad because the other side bitch is sitting across from him. Okay, getting all the play, getting all the money, getting all the food and carrying on. And so now you sitting up here singing LaToya Luckett, honey, you know, swing, batter, batter, batter. Remember when she came out with that? Okay. You sitting up here. Okay. Because she ain't got shit on me. Swing, batter, batter, batter. You sitting up here at the table stewing. Because the other side, bitch, is now sitting up here getting some of the goodies.
Yeah. The side.
The second side, you was potatoes. That was the corn.
Yep. You got the side salad, and you got the vegetable on your plate.
A green vegetable at that. How about it? Okay.
She said, "Put that on Jack be nimble."
Jack be quick, honey. Don't fall on the candlestick, honey. Okay. Wait a minute. I think the alphabet kids are getting trapped by the irony of the hunt. They are preying on trades that are really broken spirits. Remember, they're not catching the best trades. They're catching the ones with most clockable weaknesses. A broken spirit is a chaotic vampiric spirit. A vampire spirit will have you where you can't function with them and can't function with anyone else. And listen.
Wait a minute. He got a point. Haji, he tried to be slick with it, but he got a point in between his statement. See, I'm gonna tell you, let me be honest with you. I got this thing about Haji, right? Okay. I analyze everything that Haji posts on the show. And I'm what they call a Libratic algebrist. Yeah. I've always said I was going to have to say this one day, but I am the Libratic, algebraic, equational, biased representative of his statements. I thought I would never have to say that.
Okay.
But his shit is unbalanced but balanced. So a lot of times I'm over here and I'm not cheerleading with two pom-poms. I'm cheerleading with one when he speaks.
Right. Okay.
If he just can clean up that other side.
Here's the thing. And this goes across the board. This is just men, period. Okay. This is why I'm saying we as men need to know, we keep saying we are accountable and carrying on. What the hell was the Million Man March if we do not stand behind the so-called atonement that was supposed to have been made?
Right.
Okay. Here's what this is. Yes, a lot of people are preyed upon and this, that, and the other. And when they're on the search for Red October is what I call it. When you're on the Red October, oftentimes those streets are just that. You hunting in the streets. You're not looking for love. What you're looking for is somebody that's going to help ease the pain of whatever it is you're going through at the moment. Whether it's the loneliness, depression, whatever you done got kicked out, you're mad at your spouse or your significant other, whoever, whatever that is.
It is being an American. You have become accustomed to treating the problem versus curing it.
How about that?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And in that, when we're on that hunt, we get exactly what we're looking for. But what happens is that we end up putting our feelings in this. When you had a good sexual conquest, honey, because a lot of times that's what ends up happening. And if you don't have sex, what happens? You end up getting someone who treats you in a way that validates you or validates what you're thinking, and you have never had that before. So now you done got all twisted to think that, oh, this is what this is, and now I got to seek out there because he gets me. And instead of it being a moment, see, we don't know how to take moments and let a moment be a moment. So now when you have that, then you got somebody who is out here on the and they're hunting for prey. They could smell you coming a mile away, damn it. So you part of the hustle.
Yep.
You part of the hustle. Okay. And so now when y'all trying to hustle each other, then it become a whole big ass battle because this child saw you as a means to an end. You saw this one, honey, as a means to get over. Okay, and then y'all met in the middle of what? You got a cockfight, literally.
That's funny.
Okay, literally.
Let me tell you some funny shit. I had a side chick. Ran the whole relational thing like the secondary race, right?
Mm-hmm.
Realized what I was doing. Started to self-check myself.
Mm-hmm.
And remove myself from that. And go where I was supposed to be and recreate who I'm supposed to be and do right. Sometimes, just like being an addict, you have to doggone admit it in order to go be cured.
Right. Well,
So,
that's the first step. Yeah.
So I checked myself. Did nothing happen. Believe me, if I was single, it was wonderful being there because everything that you see in the movies, I was getting.
Right.
Whew. Yes, Lord. Yes. God rest her soul. But the thing was, I saw myself losing myself control. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Being the side, I found myself wanting that more than what I had.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't the way to live. So I tried to fix it by pulling myself away.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, you know what, this ain't right. We knew exactly what this was day one. I didn't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? We as adults made a decision, and we have come so far that we're only comfortable being intimate with each other and nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's totally affecting my home. And like, how would you feel if that was the demise of my home and now I'm with you? Then you'll be wondering every day, who's going to do it to you?
Do it to you. Mm-hmm.
So I'll pull myself away from that. But lo and behold, karma won't let you get away fast. When I thought I was free and I done did my dirt, all it took was 72 hours of being free. I didn't have to call no more. You know what I'm saying? None of that. I was like, it felt refreshing. I didn't have to look over my shoulder. And then on the way to work at 7:30 one morning, I get a phone call. I didn't have to be to work till 9. I was just leaving early because sometimes I like to go eat breakfast alone, reflect, drink a cup of coffee, clock in. I get a call. Are you close by? You almost at work? Yep, I'm pretty close. Can you stop by? I'm like, now this thing that I'm going in my mind is if I stop by here, I go in here. All I can think in my mind is I'm gonna walk in here and be like, "What's up?" And you're gonna be like, "Come here," and you're gonna tug at the motherfucking thing, and next thing you know, you're gonna drop down and goddamn and start playing the saxophone because you goddamn it, you that real chick. You know what I'm saying? You know how to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. I'm like steady arguing, like I'm trying to get my anger wall up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you want? Like, why are you calling me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She was like, no, come by. I got something for you. I got something to tell you something. It's very important, man. Oh, fuck. I got an hour and a half before I got to work. Okay, nobody's watching. Nobody's seeing me. It's early in the morning. My house is in the bed still. I bust goddamn couple of corners, pull up, go in there. I get the big smiles and the good morning and hey, all the happy, you know, when I walk in the door and I'm like, yeah, hey, you know, what's going on? I got my doggone, my vampire crosser. And I get the big thing. Guess what? And I'm like, if it's verbal, you could have told me on the phone. No, I wanted you to see. Guess what? We pregnant. Who the fuck is we?
Ooh.
I was looking like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got a whole contract over here with long dresses and motherfucking tuxedos that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, okay, so me being a smart guy, I knew I better smile and goddamn get the hell on to work. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Are you serious right now? For real? I was like, you happy? You happy? I'm like, oh, yeah, hey, you know what? When I get off work, I got to get myself situated. I'll come back out. We'll talk about it later. You know what I'm saying? We'll meet up and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And see what's going, see what's what. Okay. And it was the hug. And I get in my car and I've been in the corner. And you probably can hear me from here to Mount St. Helens.
Mm.
What the fuck? I'm at work all day. You could drive a forklift in front of me, I wouldn't have seen it.
Mm.
I was fucked up the whole 8-hour shift.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Because now I'm going, how do you hide that? How do you not piss that off to a point that it's at your door?
Mm.
And how do you deal with that and give it enough time for it not to become hostile without disrupting your door?
Mm-hmm.
And I tried it during that part of it. Back and forth.
Right.
Every time I'm out in the streets, I'm whipping by there, making sure they got what they want. They go to the doctor. I'm going to work, working half days, going to the doctor with them, leaving from over there at my regular time I get off, going home. That type of shit.
Right.
And then that bullshit kicked in. The last of that second trimester.
Mm-hmm.
Possession becomes a part of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, I'm sitting at a table at Fazoli's because I was invited after work by the one in my house to go have some Fazoli's. But she had clocked my bullshit already because I was just too exhausted all the time, not interested in nothing on 9 yards. Figured it out, followed me, confronted, set up the appointment. I got off work, said she was taking me to show me something. I'm riding as a passenger, pull up at Fazoli's. I'm like, okay, I knew it was Fazoli's here. I eat here sometime for lunch. And he was like, no, that's not what it is. So I'm standing outside. I was like, why did you bring me Fazoli's? I'm tired. I got, you know what I'm saying? And right when I said that, that white van pulled up next to him. The white van with the belly.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Oh, of course.
I was like, now here it is. And black men, this is a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
I had the audacity, and I had no right to have a fucking attitude because I felt like I was set up.
Oh, child, of course. Of course, child, that's ruthless. Okay. That's ruthless, honey. Okay, you mad. Okay, I'm gonna fuck you up. Okay,
So when she got out, she looked at me and smiled. She thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And when she looked at when the other one, the main one wasn't looking, I looked back at her and I was like, bitch, I'm gonna beat your ass. That's how I said.
Mm-hmm.
We go inside. Mine thinks she got something going on because she finna shut shit down.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, oh, anybody want something to drink or something to eat and everything? Oh, would you like something? And she's like, oh, well, I'll take a soda. And they gonna look at me. And she gonna look at me and say, you want something? I was like, I don't want shit. I don't want shit. Then they both sit at a booth. I walk over to I'm walking behind. They sit down at the booth on opposite sides of the table. They were like, come on, sit down. I was like, nah. I grabbed a chair and I slid up to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I sat on while I had a motherfucking issue as soon as I sat down. Why you sitting there? Oh, that's when you talk. Okay, so the conversation got a little heated. Thank God for Gwynette's finest. They were sitting there on break, having dinner.
Okay.
Because that side piece, look at the main piece, and in so many words, let her know that when she has her desires, she don't allow nobody else to touch her but the person who doggone put the baby there. And she gonna continue to goddamn do so. You just told this man's wife, yeah, I'm pregnant by your husband, and I'm gonna keep sleeping with her because I don't sleep with other men when I'm pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I slid back because I thought goddamn Mr. Chi-Town was gonna come across the table.
Mm-hmm.
But she calmed down and she just told him, bitch, you're done. Whatever the motherfucking baby, blah, 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 it will get. Don't call him no more. Call me. I go home. What do men do? Got the audacity to be the one that's motherfucking mad as hell.
Mm-hmm.
On the fight. All that dumbass shit. Just to find out a week later, the main one was goddamn swelling up too. You asshole. So, of course, we had to buy 2 baby beds, 2 car seats.
Oh yeah, God got you good, honey.
Yeah, I got a whooping right there. I got a great whooping.
Yeah, God got you real good. But see, here's where it is, because see, a story like that, we as men will hear it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure when you told that story, they're like, damn, dog, damn, that's fucked up. Shit. Damn, you know, damn, you didn't think to play that a little differently? That shit.
Right. Why you want me to be more deceptive?
Yeah.
Right.
That.
You know, I felt a real man would reprimand me.
Yes. And
But
I know you need your ass whooped for that bullshit. Okay? Because I'm gonna tell you where, because I do this. What the fuck are you mad about? This is what the fuck you said you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck just what the fuck I said.
Yep.
Now you should know goddamn well that eventually somebody's gonna end up saying something. So this is what the fuck you want. This is what you're mad about.
Right.
You can't be mad at her. And you can't be mad at the one at home, because shit, the one at home was at home. What your ass was supposed to be, but you playing house over here. So what you mad about? See, that should have been the conversation.
You ain't mad about the you ain't mad about the actual the situation that arrived. You mad that you got caught.
And you got caught. And that's and that there is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And see, we as men, because we do this here. It's the same on the alphabet corners. Okay, the alphabet it's the same exact shit. It's the what may be a little different is that I think we're a little bit quicker to fight because it's, you know,
right,
same gender. So folks will sit up there, get swole up, riled up, this, that, and the other, you know, want to come across the table. But then I do this with bitches. I said, girls, what the hell y'all fighting each other for? The only way that it's supposed to be a fight between the two of y'all is if y'all mouthing off at one another, okay? Or if this bitch is someone that was close to you.
That's different.
You know what I'm saying? Because I tell this all the time. You and your significant other, you are in relationship with the best friends on both sides. Why? Because this is my compadre. We road dogs. So indirectly, I'm in relationship with them because hell, every time we go somewhere or whatever, You got, hey, I'm on the phone with so-and-so. Hey, what's up? You now became family. So indirectly, you in relationship with me too. So for me, that's just like my best friend Yubi. For me and Yubi, for me to go behind her back, bitch, what kind of friend would that be? When you done gave me all the secrets, bitch, I'm sitting there crying with you when you done had y'all had a falling out or whatever. I'm sitting there when shit done went wrong. You done had to borrow money from me because the lights wasn't together. We done kept your house together, this, that, and the other. You know, I'm there for your happy times, babe. I was there at your damn wedding. I'm there. And yet because y'all decided to go away or because somebody decided to get frisky, I'm gonna sit down there and hurt you like that. And you know, no, I'm not friend because see, Juby don't play like I play. Okay, she's very relationship oriented and carrying on. She ain't the whole like she didn't have the whole ways at that time. Well, she did, but she kept one person. Right. I save all that for the person that I'm with. Well, now she's single. This heifer, okay, she done became me in another life. So now so you indirectly in that. So anytime that the two people go at it, bitch, that you fighting the wrong motherfucker because the common denominator is him or her. Mm-hmm. This is what they knew that they were in relationship. They knew that. If the other bitch sit up there saying, I don't know who you are, but you mouthing off at her, so of course they're gonna defend themselves. Bitch, wait a minute, who the fuck is you? This is my man, bitch, that can't be yours because he mad. What the fuck you mean? But both y'all got a what the fuck you mean moment. So instead of y'all getting mad at each other, that should have went to this. What the fuck you mean? You got some nigga. Okay. Now, unless it became somebody who's enthralled, and okay, bitch, you was here from the jump. So what the fuck is this? How did this? It becomes all of that. How'd you put something up in here? What do you say? I wish someone would pull these side chicks as coattails. If you get pregnant by a married or committed man, what does he own? What does own you? You're drawing up your escape money. A married man barely wants to give you any money. So how is the side chick supposed to ride in the sunset with this dumb goal?
How's it crazy as hell?
Listen, the whole idea of all of this, and see, is real easy because I want to stick with just dealing with the men folk on all this because it's easy to jump to say, okay, what kind of woman are you to sit down there to accept this? That's a whole nother situation because the woman always get blamed. Or I should say the other person always the one who gets all of the blame because of the mindset.
We're gonna say that for another show.
Say that for another show.
We're gonna call that show The Hoe in the Nutshell. All right.
How about that? Okay, because the problem is when we're dealing with the dudes, and we got all these goddamn unspoken man codes. And see, how'd you know he gets on my fucking nerves when you do that old bullshit? That's against the man code. Hey, nigga. The fuck is the goddamn man code? Fuck that shit. And that's the problem that we have, and especially among us as motherfucking black men. We so busy trying to have a goddamn unspoken goddamn codes and rules and bullshit, to where we don't even know how to fucking function. And then we sit down.
Where's the motherfucking code when you goddamn motherfucking my homie, we play on the basketball team on the weekend, but when I'm out of town on a business trip, you fucking my old lady. Where's the code? Where's the code where you in her motherfucking DMs, motherfucking saying shit you ain't got no motherfucking business, and having dinner goddamn the following Sunday with her?
See that, all of that.
I got your code, nigga. It's a hollow point.
And okay, and so okay, okay, and so and this here, it upsets me because for so long, okay, yeah, exactly, okay, exactly, which that's a whole class on itself, okay. because it upsets me because oftentimes, when we said a few shows ago that being male, born male, honey, is just the hardest thing here. Okay, because everything about us is built on perception of what these unspoken rules are supposed to mean and say. We have sit out here and created a whole fucking lifestyle based upon what the fuck masculinity is supposed to mean. And there's a lot of unspoken fucking rules. It's unspoken. And then we supposed to get this ostentatiously or through fucking osmosis. And then we supposed to be exact replicas and interpretation of this shit.
Okay, but here's the imbalanced confusion of doggone parenthood. Don't you be out there mistreating them girls, baby. That's your mama talking to you. Do you know what I'm saying? You be careful out there how you treat them girls. You don't want nobody treating your mama bad or your sister bad. Now you doggone be good and save yourself for marriage. You know, you got more stuff to do with your life. And your daddy out there, boy, you get some leg. You better go. Yeah, you better get up. Don't be just messing with that one girl.
Yeah.
Now you're confused.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me back you up a little bit. Let me back you up just a little bit. Because we get mamas that do that to the little 5, 6, 7-year-olds that got the little cute babies. Oh, ain't he cute? My baby gonna have all the little girlfriends. Look at he got all the little girlfriends. And they let her older friends sit down there and hug up on that baby, kiss all up on him and carrying on because he's so cute. Got him, put him in a little designer shit to carrying on, and then let this little boy sit down here and think he the man. Oh, you gonna be the man of the house.
And he grew up to have 2 radio stations and 2 16-year-old boys. I know him.
And then we don't correct it. We don't try to do anything about it. But what we do is we do unspoken shit because now he does something that goes against man code, i.e., don't be masculine, don't like to play sports, out there with the little girls, but I'm doing the hand games instead of trying to fuck them. So now I'm an anomaly. I'm a problem.
Okay. You the one the country man take. You the son and the country man take his goddamn take you down to the motherfucking to the whole house.
Right. Okay. And then on top of it, see, here's another one of these unspoken man rules. Because you will sit down there and it takes 2 parents. Now you want the at-home wife to raise your children, but now you making him too sissified. Because you got him cleaning up after his own ass. You got him washing a dish. You got him learning how to cook his own motherfucking meal. Now you're making him too sissified. So in order to man him the fuck up, now you want to make sure he understands what pussy is. So you want to take him to the motherfucking hole down the street or make sure he got the girls. Oh, wait a minute, I'm having flashbacks.
And if you give her enough money, goddammit, she gonna he gonna know what pussy is when he leaves.
Shit. My mother had to tell that to my daddy. He got mad because I'm in there cooking. The fuck is he in here cooking for? She said, what the fuck? We can't wait till the boy sit up there and find somebody. He got to find somebody first. He got to know how to take care of himself. What the fuck are you talking about? Daddy got mad at mama because I was in the kitchen cooking.
That's that old school. That's that old school. That's not regular old school. That's that old where you ain't supposed to pick up a pot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
To me, that shit went away. You know how they say some shit just go away and change with generation? That shit was abolished.
Right.
Listen, you know how many females, think about how many females right now. You can go outside and stop the next 10 females walking down the damn street. And I'm going to tell you, 9 of them, all they know how to do is make reservations. They can't make motherfucking goddamn rice.
Unspoken man code. Right. And that I really wish that we could abolish that shit. See, and it was, and back in the day when we had, work and our fathers were actually doing shit, they were teaching you how to be in the business, good, bad, or otherwise, because hell, even those that was on that illegal hustle, if it was something they wanted, because they got a son, They want their boy to be just like them. So now you try to teach them the business and this, that, and other. Don't let no hoe do that. And then it wasn't never don't let no woman, don't let no girl. It's always bitches and hoes. Don't let no bitch do this. Don't let no hoe. So we're taught and trained to sit up and disrespect women from the jump. Except your mama. I bet you call my wife no hoe. What you call my sister one? You call my auntie one? Bitches and hoes?
Yeah, everybody's bitch and a hoe but these three.
Right. Y'all forget when he gets a girl, it's normally trying to play gatekeeper by saying that it ain't his baby instead of go get the chest and start focusing on providing for the child. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Exactly. You know. So listen, this here, I want to flush this out a little bit more because absolutely, you know what, I really want to write a book about that. Just the unspoken rules, the man code.
Meech, it is time to start coding this stuff down and really let's write it down and both goddamn seek out. Let's do the yin and the yang, you know what I'm saying, the heads and tails of these subjects, because the only way that we're gonna get to the doggone raw of it is that we bring somebody, bring people on here, but we need to bring somebody from both sides of the fence.
Exactly. I agree. I agree because
get in touch with Pimp and Ken, because he do shows like this.
Okay.
You bring Pimp and Ken on here, and then you go to the other side of it.
Yeah.
And that way you're here, because like I said, the best lesson is experience.
That's right. That's right. And it has to be, because child, what upsets me is that we have allowed generations to fester in this, because now we have allowed our young children, our boys, our men, to absolutely believe that going to jail is a rite of passage. You can't get no street credit unless you did some time.
Right.
We have allowed that to become normal.
That's some weirdo shit to me.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Because if you remember, we grew up where the old heads on the street ran your ass home because you didn't have time to get in trouble. Go to
jail. If you knew your kids, you knew who was gonna do what. Yep. If you paid attention to your kids, you knew who had a talent for them damn streets. You knew who didn't, and carrying on. Old heads knew that shit too.
Yep.
That's those who kept hanging on and carrying on. They were trying to dissuade it, but they saw that they had a talent for it. So those who were the OGs were trying to teach them the right way to run the hustle.
Yep.
Not being sloppy as little punks on these goddamn corners.
What's happening, JoJo?
Okay. That there was the thing. And then they gradually brought them into the fold.
Right.
They saw that they had a talent for it. So we're going to teach you the right way so you can sit down here. You don't get caught up. You don't get this. You don't end up dead, blah, 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 blah. It was something with that. But the old heads knew what this is. Listen, I don't condone organized crime, but at the same time, I don't condemn it neither, because the operative word there is organized.
Yeah, not that bullshit going on now.
It was organized. Organized crime. Didn't nobody know what the fuck it is you were doing, because you wasn't in their goddamn business unless you was in the business. They kept the communities up and running, which is why all of the Mama Leones and carrying on in the Italian communities, and Mama Rose over here, because everybody, we all had a Mama Rose somewhere. We all had a Mama Rose. That's how come they were the mamas, because they took care of the community. We didn't have poor folk and carrying on. It wasn't no such thing as everybody sitting up here looking for what was going on. And then they kept the dope dealers and the junkies and stuff away from the kids.
Yep.
Everybody that was strung out on heroin and shit, they didn't take that shit home like that. They had to. It was a better way how we did that shit. Then we got real sloppy, and now we don't give a fuck about shit. Now this is why and then we still want to say man codes and this, that, and the other. Or you now it's not so much as we don't say codes anymore. What it is, you ain't hard, or you just soft. You just soft. And carrying on. And I'm like, no, don't let the smooth taste food, you sweetie. Okay. And Karen, no, I'm just not I'm not hard like you want me to be, but trust me, we know how to get some shit done.
Facts.
Okay. Oh, but having said all that, children, let me let you guys get up and carrying on and all of that. What you say, Negro baseball was started by black organized crime. Well, there you have it. Okay. It had to come from somewhere. They didn't have no money to buy uniforms and carrying on. So shit. Okay. You know, and I wish we still had the league. Actually, I believe that we need it. You know, but that there was that.
If it was a Negro league, white boy would have a chance.
I know. Well, look at the league now. The league is white boys and Latinos because the Latino boys that took over a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of the players now are Latino rather because you know, yeah, and that's what it is. So, child, come on. But all right, listen, children, we're gonna let you guys get on up and go ahead on and have the rest of your Saturday evenings, darlings. We're gonna make this happen. Tomorrow is Sunday, so it's gonna be I said what I said Sundays. And we're going to let you know what's going on. And we're going to invite you guys to come on in tomorrow if you got something you want to talk about and things of that nature, darling. So having said all that, you may finish all of your crumpets because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, my darlings. Ow! With Big Meech and Aunt Nikki and the big guy ally, Big Red over there. And if you love us, tell a friend. If you hate us, tell all of your motherfucking enemies. But do know this, everything that we're doing over here, every way, shape, style, form, or fashion will move forward. So on that note, my darlings, honey, this has been real, and we're going to have more of these kinds of conversations because I really believe they're warranted. And a lot of times you may hear us repeat the same things over and over, but we need other perspectives. We need to make sure that we flush this out so that we can get it. We can't do better until we be better. We got this. Oh, well, no, I said that wrong. We can't be better until we do better. That's what it is. I said it backwards. But at the same time, we need to flush these kind of conversations out, darling, so that we got to get to that root. Right now, we sitting there peeling back the leaves. We got to get to that motherfucking root and upchuck this motherfucker. Because, darling, we have let some shit take root and it's been festering too long. And what you think is a tree ain't a tree, it's weeds. Okay? So that's what we have to do. We got to upchuck this damn thing so that we could do better. And it may be a little too late for some of us because here I'm already 50. I got another 75 good years on here, and we could get it done in my lifetime. But at the same time, I'm looking at. I got a brand new grandnephew, honey. Okay, and so now I'm looking at the kind of man that my nephew is going to raise him to be. You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen 20 years from now when this little baby is 20, my nephew is 45, and I'm motherfucking 70, going on 71? Okay? What is that going to look like for him? You know, how are we going to have a different breed of black men without sitting up here saying that the black man's image has been tarnished and all that old bullshit? All right, I'm starting on the tangent. Let me get the fuck on up out of here. Because I just made that, I felt my blood start to curdle. Okay. Ooh, child. Okay, I can't even sing. Child, in sing. Just okay, sing, honey. Sing. Just sing.